Good morning, Tradeify Nation, and welcome to another edition of Tradeify TV. It is Friday the 13th. Spooky shit is happening today. It is Friday, June 13th, 2025. It is 60 minutes before the New York opening bell, which means it's time for us to get you ready for your trading day. Special shout out to everybody here at the very beginning of the stream today. All of our loyal viewers, we love you. We welcome you here every single day. It is Friday the 13th, Mr. White T, Nick. That's spooky. What kind of spooky shit are we going to deal with today?
Well, if I only knew, honestly. Well, first of all, good morning, Mariam. Good morning, Matt. Good to have you here again, as usual. This is my favorite part of the day. For me, afternoon. For you guys, morning. But for today, honestly, it would be dangerous to have a bias, but I am a bit bearish biased, honestly. I'm going to explain why after that. But before I do, let's actually introduce the one and only Much mommy.
Good morning, guys, and happy Friday. Happy Friday the 13th. Yeah, definitely some spooky vibes going on today, and we got a little action overnight, which we'll get into in a little bit. But first of all, good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are having an amazing start to your day, whether it is morning or afternoon for you guys. I know you're all tuning in from all parts of the world. So thank you guys for coming in with us. First of all, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this channel. This will obviously help us provide absolute value to you every single day of the week. We start off every single morning with you guys, 8:30 Eastern. So we appreciate you guys for rocking with us. But yeah, let's kind of get into what happened here today and over the night. We had some news come out over the Asia session here. Matt, do you want to take us from like the four hour chart?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best place to approach this here is a 4 hour on the actually we're going to look at the ES to start with, because we're right back up to nibbling at that 6,000 area. So guys, this is major macro news. So I mean, we could talk about the trend lines. You can talk about any major, sorry guys, I'm catching up on the chat here. So okay. All right. Apologies. Anyway, so we can forget trend lines. We can forget some of the basis of technical analysis, especially because the New York session and New York traders have not had the chance to weigh in yet. Obviously, there was some big volume overnight. So Israel launched attack against Iran. Now, this is not the first time this has happened. And, we're not going to sit down here and get too into the weeds as far as the geopolitics and all that, because obviously there's a lot of emotions around stuff like this. So obviously we just hope all civilians are safe and okay, or at least as many as possible. But regardless of that, guys, it's not the attack, it's what's the follow-up, right? So Israel and Iran been saber rattling against each other, I guess, basically for the better part of the last century or so, or at least as long as Israel's been around. And so there's been a lot of incidents like this, but what's the follow-up? I think there'll be some worries, especially over the weekend. It'll be interesting to see how the market reacts after lunch today and into the close, because my guess is there are going to be a lot of people that aren't going to want to be long for the weekend. Because if Iran goes and attacks Israel on Israel's soil, now you're pulling in other people into it. Stuff like that hasn't happened yet, but it's only a matter of time, right? And things seem to be getting less and less stable. Oil prices are up 8%, and that's after a bit of a coming off the highs. So guys, we were talking before the stream here, Miriam. This is one of those days. We got to protect our capital on a day like today. We've got to have smaller position sizes. We've got to make sure we're taking A+ setups, and we have to be aware of the news risk today. There's going to be statements, especially as the White House gets up and running here today. There's going to be statements. There's going to be a lot of support and/or condemnation coming from Western Europe, from the U.S., etc. It's going to be a shit show of a day, and we just have to be very, very careful. But if we have setups, we take them, because that's what we do.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like to your point, I mean, this is definitely a day where, even for me, on a normal day, I would look at a day like this and say, we're really in a range here. So you have to be careful, and make sure that you're positioned. I always say this on a Friday, right? I always say on a Friday, just make sure you are not doing anything crazy. Okay, guys, I know we get trigger finger here and there. I know we get excited. We see this massive drop and we're, looking for a big move here, but just make sure you're not positioned to get pissed off over the weekend, because we don't want to do that, guys. We don't want to be going into a trade thinking it's going to be the trade of the year, the century, and then, now we're sitting with our loved ones at dinner and just angry at everything. So just be careful and be mindful of that.
Father's Day weekend.
Exactly. See, I feel like a horrible daughter because I'm not even going to say, because my dad watches the stream. Love you, Dad. But happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, Mr. Masha.
Just don't do stupid stuff and you're going to be fine. No, but let's actually go to my chart really quick, and I'll explain why I'm bearish for today, even though, again, it is dangerous on these days to have a bias. I know that for a fact. So I am willing to switch my bias if I'm proven wrong. But for now, I'm very bearish, because here's the thing. We had the news come out, obviously, and then during Asia session, we had this big 400 point drop, right? And what was happening was we went through this very strong support level that was sitting at 21,736 to 21,716, and that was the level that I said yesterday, like we're bouncing off of this all the time, right? That is where we got this nice double bottom yesterday. We spoke about this level multiple times, so we absolutely violated it with the news, and then we found support at the yearly open, and ever since, and that was at 10:30 p.m. And ever since, we've been climbing up slowly. And you have heard it from Barons say all the time, like bulls take the stairs, bears take the window, right? Or the elevator, depends on how you know this.
The elevator's a little less morbid.
Yeah, I like window way more.
Yeah, let's stick to window, that's fine. But here's the thing, like we're just climbing up along this trend line. And if we see a break of this trend line, I expect another heavy drop, like at least to the yearly open. And that is why I have a bearish bias, especially because we do have this now obviously resistance zone above us that was the support for a couple days. So if we hold this as resistance and we break the trend line, then it's a clear bearish move for me. So I'm looking for shorts, just so you guys know.
That's actually, yeah. See, I drew a couple trend lines on mine as well. And right now we're looking at the 2-hour chart. Let me go to the 1-hour chart real quick so you can kind of see this a little bit better. So I know, here's the thing. I'm going to say this real clearly, right? Because I like to take really quick trades, right? I'm a scalp trader. I'm usually not in a trade longer than like 10 minutes, but I do like to look at bigger time frames. In this case, my sweet spot is going to be the 1 hour. That's kind of like my holistic, I look at the 4 hour, of course. I know Matt looks at the 4 hour as well, but for me, I like the 1 hour. I think it's clean. It's not too big of a time frame, but it's small enough to where you can see the price action clearly. So for me, 1 hour is where it's going to be at. So right here, we're looking at the NASDAQ on the left, and we have a couple of supply zones sitting at the top here that we made overnight. So, for me, I'm going to be looking at this 21,866 area all the way up to 21,893, and it's a small zone. This is a 45-minute supply zone, which means it's going to be on the 45-minute time frame. So usually when you go to lower time frames, you tend to see these zones get a little bit weaker as you go down the time frames. Now the higher time frames are going to be stronger. So for me, this 45-minute, I'm going to have it on watch, but do we get all the way up there? I don't know. Maybe not. We could retrace about 50% of this movement here. So I would expect some resistance sitting at this 21,750 area, 21,740. That would also be in confluence with the pre-market low here. Yesterday's low, not pre-market low. And so, we could see some resistance at yesterday's previous day low. Yeah. Let me just make sure that I have that. Yeah. So this is previous day low sitting at 21,712. Okay. So if we're coming up into this level, guys. So I would expect some resistance. Otherwise, if we do hold this level, again, that area of resistance is going to start coming into play here around the 21,850 area. Okay. For the downside though, I do like the downside here on the NASDAQ. This is also in mirror with ES here. I do have a similar trend line, but this trend line right here is looking pretty juicy to me. Right now we are sitting above VWAP on the 1 hour. If I go down to the 15-minute here, you can see that VWAP is sitting very nicely with this trend line. So I would actually like to see a move down under this 620 area. Okay, 620, because we do have room. We got a lot of room. Okay, we at least have until this low right here sitting at the 480s. Okay, now be careful, be mindful, right? We have this 4-hour demand zone sitting right below, which you can see we tapped like almost to the tick, right? We tapped this all the way down to this demand zone. And I'll show you where I got this demand zone here. If you look at the 4-hour, look at this really nice demand zone sitting right here on the 4-hour that we put in on June 2nd. So we've come down and tested this zone, this area multiple times. Now, every time we do touch it, it does get a little bit weaker. It's still a 4-hour demand zone, which means it's going to be a strong zone. So we just want to be mindful of that, that we'd have these levels to the downside. Now, if we break this level, which again, I don't know what's going to happen today, right? It's Freaky Friday, who knows? But, if we break this level, we're sitting at 21,400 to the downside, which we got room. We got room to the 300s and then the 200s down here. So that's kind of something that I'm looking at from a macro-ish level, but again, from a smaller time frame, this is the trend line that I'm going to be on watch. It's going to be on my radar today.
Yeah, we're looking at
Absolutely.
similar things here, Miriam. That's for sure. And also, chat. Make sure to like the stream right now, because if you were here yesterday, you were part of the marble races, and today we have a couple of those coming up. So if you want that, then make sure to like the stream right now and be subscribed, because it's going to be very, very fun. We're going to do some free account giveaways today. It's going to be funny. Matt,
I will say, looking at all this, guys, and you guys, we talked before, and we've all given our opinions, and the chat seems to be in agreement. I don't see anything that doesn't scream to me that we're going to break to lows, which of course means we're going to be at highs in like an hour or so, right? Like, this is one of those. You know, I've been in the markets too long. There's times where you're like, well, don't overthink this, and everything's pointing to, and then you know, it's almost so perfect that you're like, you know, I mean, it really is it's kind of one of those things.
Yeah, and keep in mind, guys, we do have news also at 10 a.m. here Eastern. So just be mindful if you do get into a position. It is a red folder news. So it's the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment, which typically in the past I've seen makes some big moves. So just, again, be mindful of a position that you are in that during that time.
Yeah, that's for sure. Patience, as usual.
And again, guys, we are in a news-driven market today, so everybody's gonna be looking for a reaction. Everybody's gonna, you know, I just saw on the news feed Trump and Netanyahu are gonna have a conversation later. I mean, there's no question there. I mean, obviously, Trump is just going to support whatever Netanyahu does. So it's not like I'm expecting a condemnation from the U.S. So it's not necessarily what comes. It's, again, what comes next. Now, again, that's the other side of the world. That's, I mean, that's even east of you there, Nick. So we probably don't get any major news, at least for the opening of the markets and near the opening of the markets. Keep in mind, we also have Michigan Consumer Sentiment coming out 30 minutes after the market open. That's become a very important number, because for all these economic numbers that we get, right, for inflate, what people think of the economy and how much they're spending is obviously a very, very big part of especially the American economy. So that's going to be some very important data as well. Yeah, guys, I want to just short everything. I want a full port short right now, but I'm not going to do it. And everything just screams that we're heading lower, and that scares the shit out of me, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's. I will say I will be surprised if bulls take it from today, and we just. I mean, I would be honestly shocked if we broke this 45-minute zone, and made, you know, a higher. Basically broke yesterday's high. That's what I would be shocked to see today. And I know we still have a ways. That's 300 points that we're talking about here. But I mean, Nasdaq's moved, you know, a couple hundred, thousands of points before in the market, and so it's not like we haven't seen it happen before, especially like you said on a news driven market. But it's one of those days, guys. You just don't position yourself too high. And I know I keep saying that, but don't get too excited. I know we're all itching and like, you know, it's so excited to take a trade, but just be mindful of your position sizing today. Yeah,
we just all, since everybody's wanting to short that, I mean, that is probably why we're gonna break yesterday's highs, honestly. but let's see what happens. Like, funny enough, we all agree. And if Matt is even on the short team,
yeah.
I mean, dude,
that's how you know you're just doomed with it. You know,
that's how you know it's Friday the 13th.
Yeah, very true, very true.
Well, we want to know too in the chat, guys. What's your market outlook looking like today? Are you sitting bearish? Are you sitting bullish? You think we're gonna not do anything today? I mean, it's Freaky Friday, so really anything can happen. But I want to know. We're gonna throw up a poll here in a bit, but yeah.
Are we bullish, bearish, or marble race?
Boring.
I don't think it's going to be boring today. I really don't.
You know what? If we get all bearish today, this will be the first time that I think bearish has been on the polls.
It could be. It could be.
It could be. So far, every single time bulls have won. But if bulls win today, this is rigged.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, it's been a week, guys, and we just need to take a breath, I think, heading into Friday, and especially with overnight news, we kind of need to reassess. Honestly, if you're in your first 6 to 8 months of trading, and maybe you're profitable for the week, maybe you're close to passing an eval, close to getting your first payout, be careful today. I'm dead serious. I really want you to, not a financial advisor, not going to tell you how to trade, but I really encourage you to reduce position size, like in the 3 to 5 micro range, right? I just think this is going to be one of those days we may have some unexpected swings. And again, Iran's already saber rattling. If they launch something, I don't know that it'll happen while we're on the stream, but if launch something over the weekend, if you're like any of us, maybe you have some options in IRAs or other accounts or whatever, I would really be cognizant of all of that today, because I think there's not going to be a lot of people that are going to want to be long going into this weekend. So again, to me, this seems so black and white, so cut and dry that I worry it's just going to do the exact freaking opposite. But again, sometimes you don't want to overthink, and if we don't get it, all things being equal, I think we're going to keep a real close eye on both oil prices and the NQ in terms of giving us some sort of clues to what the markets think is coming next, right? Within the first half hour of the New York Open, we're going to have priced in everything that we already know. So it's going to be then, first of all, what does big money know that we don't? And second of all, again, just any news that comes out, any reaction, et cetera, et cetera. It is... Yeah. You're right, Paraloka. I'm wearing the bear cap today, which should concern all the bears everywhere.
And also, guys, I think a good time to do the first marble race would be at 9 a.m. here, but we're only going to do that if the likes are at 250 or more. So make sure to like the stream right now. We're going to do the first marble race to give away 50k growth accounts, actually, not just one, multiple. You don't know how many yet, so better like that button, smash that like button so we can actually announce it.
I'm really glad today, guys. Like, I love all of our guests, and I know we may have a surprise popping in later, but I will tell you, I think this is a really good day for once the New York Open happens. I'm kind of glad we don't have one today, because I think it's a day for us to really lock in, and whether we're trading or not, whether we see a setup or not, really kind of talk through what's going on. If you're newer, first of all, if I could get a hello, if anybody is watching Tradeify TV for the very first time, give us a hello or a hi in the chat so we can welcome you. And yeah, guys, outside of that, don't force anything today. These are the types of days, most likely, we'll see what we do leading into the Open and then the Open. These are days that blow out accounts. So, good Karma Trader, hello. Got him, hello. Superman, you've been here before. Joker, you've been here before, but welcome. We still like having you. Friday Lover, wow, this is your day, my friend.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
guys, the poll is sitting at 54% bearish. I think we broke it.
Wow.
We're only like 65% bullish.
Yep.
This is the first. This is the first in TTV history that we've gotten mostly bearish sentiment.
But it makes sense. It makes so much sense. It's like,
oh yeah,
and that's why it's obviously going to go up. Like.
Stonks only go up.
I love it. Monroe Views, hello, good morning, welcome. Kizmaz, Lord 09, Kenny Kurit.
I see some new names this morning. A lot of new names this morning. Welcome, guys.
It's good.
Good morning, guys. Well, now that we're about 10 minutes in, guys, and also keep in mind, if you guys have any questions for us in the chat, go ahead and put it in. It could be whatever. I mean, obviously make it trading related, guys. Don't get crazy. But, if you have any questions related to trading, ask us, ask away. We're always here. We're monitoring the chat as best as we can. If we're not in the middle of like yapping away, then we'll get to your question. But, yeah,
that's why you always see us looking to the side, guys. Whenever we look to the side, that's when we read the chat.
Yeah, so for me, guys, it's like this. Chat, chart, chat, chart.
When do you look in the camera then?
I don't. Nobody's looking at my ugly mug anyway, so I don't really worry about it.
Just for the Cracker Barrel commercials?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, we got into that discussion a little bit yesterday, and I'm so disappointed in one of my fellow hosts here that she's never not only she's never been to a Cracker Barrel until yesterday, had never heard of Cracker Barrel.
I was today when I even heard of it.
Oh my goodness!
I don't even know, like Cracker Barrel, you're talking about the popcorn, right? That's what I was thinking.
Oh, that just added one on top.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, whatever, Nick. You don't even know what we're even referring to.
You
No, I
gotta
have
be
no
careful.
idea.
Our
Honestly,
whole
like, the
behind the
only-
scenes team, our whole
No.
backstage team is Midwestern dudes. So
Yeah.
y'all need to be careful with Insult and Cracker Barrel.
I'm gonna stir up the pot here and say the only really good fast food restaurant in the US I know is Panda Express.
Oh, get fucked. Come
Listen,
on,
I
are you
don't
serious?
want to throw up this early in the mornings. Not
I could
good.
actually eat Panda Express in the morning. That would be great.
Oh,
my God.
I'm all for it. 5 a.m.
Oh,
Panda
God.
Express. Let's do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
fired again.
Fired again. That's it. Yeah. And Swiss Nick is attempting to get fired from the show every single day, and he's 2 for 2 now.
Oh man,
no.
is there at least somebody in the chat loving orange chicken? Like, come on, at least one person.
This
Come
is like
on.
bottom feeder of the bottom feeder food.
Oh wow.
Does
I
the
felt
food
like when
just-
you
does
said,
the
when
food
you
just
were like,
suck
"Oh."
by you?
What's that?
Does the food just suck by you that you look to
No,
Panda
here's the
Express?
thing. Here's the thing. I'm either eating very, very, very high standard food or like complete trash. So, for example, I eat a lot of meat, and we only get like the best organic grass-fed meat, like just that. Or when I go to a restaurant, I really love restaurants like Nobu or Komodo, where we were in Miami, right? But then if I eat shit, I eat the real shit. That's how it works.
Panda
over
Express.
here.
I thought you started off strong. You started off with Americans have, and then I thought you were gonna say like Chick-fil-A, like I don't know.
I've actually
one
never
of
been to
those, whatever.
Chick-fil-A.
He said Panda Express. Oh, boy, get out of here.
Sorry, guys.
Come on, man. So anyway, this is a show about the markets. I think we can circle back to that. John asked us, do you monitor the VIX, especially during days where there's an elevated concern of geopolitical risk? So the answer to your question is yes or no. I do. Yes and no. I do always have the VIX up. I will tell you this, though, as somebody that has watched the SPY, the Qs, and obviously now their futures contracts equivalent, the VIX, the advanced decline difference, all that good stuff. I have found the VIX to be less and less of an accurate predictor of kind of market volatility, especially over the past 2 years, but it sort of started post-COVID. The VIX is sort of a naturally declining asset. I just think, and I know they do a lot of things with it, to make it. I don't think it's as reliable as it was 5, 6, 7 years ago. Maybe that's just me. For volatility, again, for day traders, we're not really interested in volatility. We're interested in the volatility of volatility. And what I mean by that is, the VIX, the volatility in general, most times goes up as the markets go down, whereas the volatility of volatility measures just that, how volatile the actual volatility is. I know that sounds like Inception going on there, but stay with me. So I'm looking at stuff more like the ATR, the ranges, because that tells me a more accurate intraday measure of volatility and how wild up and down we are than anything else. I don't know if that's something you guys do.
Yeah, I definitely have the VIX on my charts. I think VIX is a good indicator of, obviously, like fear or greed, right? That's what we look at. But I also do I put my levels on the VIX. So I will watch that. VIX was something that I watched heavily when I used to trade options. I don't watch it too much anymore, especially as I'm trading futures and NASDAQ. I've been a lot more specific with just looking at the two in conjunction with each other. But VIX is definitely something that I chart and I keep like a closer eye on. And I actually am looking at it right now. But yeah, it's not something that I'm like, always looking at is in confluence with my trades. It's just kind of like something I have on the side. But yeah, I don't know if you use it, Nick.
Honestly, I was focused on the chat. But no, I don't use it. I don't use it personally. Like for
Nick's
me,
still trying to figure out if someone's all for Panda Express or
I
not.
found some Panda Express lovers, so I'm good now. And also, I completely forgot Five Guys, obviously best burgers in the world. So now that that's out of the way, no, I don't use VIX. The only two things that I look at, honestly, is ES and NASDAQ, right? And then I also look at the tech stocks, obviously, like the Big Seven. So I have these things up, but I don't look at the VIX.
Yeah, I do. Before we move on, I do want to give just a quick shout out to Abel E in the chat. Says I'm in St. Louis. It said tornado ran me out. That sucks, man. I know boy, that was rough. And I know we all know people that were affected by that, and it's horrible. So my heart goes out to you. I hope you're able to make it back to the area at some point. Hopefully you were just renting rather than buying. But it kind of gets lost in the news. But a few weeks back, St. Louis, the city actually was hit with a pretty nasty tornado. It ended up being, I think, an F4. And it really wrecked a couple of really old, nice, beautiful neighborhoods, and it was tough. And nobody knew how bad it was till like a day or two later when cameras were finally able to get in there. Old, 100-year-old trees ripped down, 150-year-old brick buildings. It was awful. So hopefully, I'm glad to hear you're okay, and hopefully you make it back to the city pretty soon. So just wanted to shout that out, because I know a lot of people have been affected by that, and it's kind of gotten lost in the shuffle of the news. With everything that's been going on. So yeah, but
all of you out there, hopefully
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, and all the government responses, both local and federal, were pretty delayed, and that's hurt a lot as well. But it's seen a lot of good examples of the community coming together. But there were several people that lost their lives, and a couple, I think 100,000 people or so are affected housing wise. So definitely with you, and hopefully you can make it back to the city someday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you got fired. You saw that.
I'm back now. I'm back. So sorry, guys.
They said F you and your Panda Express.
And your orange chicken.
Quick taster for being fired. No, anyways, I just wanted to mention we're almost at 250 likes, guys. So we can do the first marble race once we're at 250 likes. So make sure to smash that like button really quick, and we can get started with the first giveaway.
Also want to emphasize on the giveaways, guys, remember, like, everything is randomized. All right. So it doesn't matter when you typed or anything like that. This is just a fun little thing that we do. Obviously, odds of winning depend on how many people and where we cut things off. Don't overthink it, guys. Just enjoy a little visual action this morning in the marbles, and keep coming back, and hopefully all of our regulars and everybody wins pretty over the course of a year or two. But guys, you got to be here to play and enter, and you got to be here to win. So definitely 250 done. All right.
We got 250.
You guys are gonna, yeah. All right. I'm not gonna say anything.
I do see. Let's see. I don't see that you guys type. We all type in the chat. Like, we all have our keyboards off to the side. The main Tradeify account is run by, as we call him, Background Nick. So he's in the background there. But yeah, we when we're answering in the chat, guys, that's us. So you just don't see when we're over here. It's not like we have the keyboards up here.
No, and actually we're ready for the first giveaway.
Let's do it.
Do marbles race, and the first two positions, whoever is first and second, they will get a 50K growth account for free. All right. Simple as usual. Make sure to like the stream. You have to like the stream, and also you must be subscribed, and you have to type the keyword Panda Express. One word. Go for it. If you type it more than once, it will be disqualified. So make sure you only type it once, okay?
Your camera's about to go out again, I think.
What's that, Matt?
Said your camera's about to go out again.
Are we, Drew, in the back? Are we putting up the? Oh no. Okay, yeah, we will put up the marble race in just a bit here. And if you guys weren't here for this yesterday, you're in for a treat.
Oh yeah. Are we limited to 300? Actually, first 300.
Yeah, right. This is gonna be capped at
first 300. You gotta be fast.
That's why you guys gotta pay attention. Pay attention to these.
Gotta be on the stream. Gotta be active. Otherwise, you miss
anyone's joining for the first time right now, like, just super confused.
Like,
why
what the hell did I get myself into with this show?
Yeah, imagine you come to a show, and then the one thing that you see on screen is like some weird marbles racing against each other. You check the chat, and the chat is full with Panda Express, Panda Express. Oh man, is that a trading show? All right, guys, I think we got the 300. We got the 300. So as soon as Drew is ready here in the background, we're going to pull up the first marbles race for today. We're going to have more than that, actually, not just one. But the first one is going to be for 2 50K growth accounts.
Nice.
Market is moving down. We're about to touch that trend line that I marked out, and you marked that out too, I think, Mariam, right?
Yes, I did. I'm watching this very
What
closely.
do you expect to happen when we touch it? Do you think it holds for now?
Well, we have VWAP sitting right there, right next to it too. So I'm actually,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be waiting for the 2-minute candle to open, especially because we do have room to the downside, and I'm gonna be sized lightly enough for me to give myself a decent stop on this. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna probably give myself a bigger than a 30-point stop, but again, I'm not gonna be sized, to lose a lot on this if it goes south. So
Yeah. When you say size light enough, what's that, like 5 macros or?
yeah, I would say like 5 micros for this is what I'll
Yeah.
probably size into.
Same. All right. I think we're gonna be ready soon. Guys, you don't have to type it anymore. We got the first 300. Gotta be fast with this.
I was gonna say we're only 30 minutes into the stream. Nobody should be behind on the live yet.
Yeah, make sure that you guys, if you are watching this, make sure that you have the red dot next to the live. If you hover over the video, depending on if you're looking at your phone or your desktop, you should see a live button and it should have a red dot. If not, refresh. Make sure you see the red dot next to it because that means you are in real time with us.
Yeah. Also, a good question here. I think, Matt, that's perfect for you. Traders Nest is asking, how are the ongoing US-China trade talks impacting NASDAQ futures, and should we expect increased volatility if tariffs are reimposed?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I think it's one we'd all like an answer to. I was I'll tell you this, I was confused by some of the early reactions and news coming out of the meeting in London. It seems like there's still some tariffs on, I think 55%, coming in, going out, whatever. But honestly, you can get caught up in the weeds looking at all that, and you're dealing with, President Xi and President Trump, two people who are, pretty volatile. They go back and forth. They communicate through state media and Xi's case, and social media and Trump's case. I think trying to predict what's going to happen is going to drive you nuts. I think the market's going to tell us. I think it's just something we're aware of, key dates, like when earlier this week when the meetings were going on in London, we were aware of that. But again, trying to predict all this, guys, people with a lot more experience than us have gotten it wrong. So I think it's just a matter of being aware of when the key dates are and just expecting that there's going to be chaos around them.
Yeah, chaos is pretty much pre-programmed with these kind of things. It's like just gonna wait for it to happen and then react to it. And that's honestly what you do as a trader all the time. It's not like you try to predict the future. It is you reacting to what's happening and then managing your risk accordingly. So whenever you feel like, hey, market is going here or market is going there, most likely you're going to be wrong, right? And most likely the thing that you think could not ever happen is going to happen, which is also why we made fun of this today and said, hey, everybody is bearish on today, so most likely we're going to just run the highs. Let's see what happens, right? We don't know. We have to see how does the market open and how can we react to it, and then take the usual setups that we do take.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, we're getting
Right.
this ready. I think
we
we're ready
are
for
ready.
the marble race. Yay.
Oh, here we
Ready for the
go.
first marble race.
All right, make
crap.
sure you are locked in, guys, and watching this on your screens because we're about to start this race. So
Matt, we need your countdown.
All right, and in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
All right, again, reminder, guys, the first two are going to get 50K growth account each. Let's see who wins this one. We got Brielle in the lead, T. Haggard in the lead, Mr. Wolf in the lead. All right, switching up. This one is a crazy
Where
one
are
again.
we?
Holy smokes. What the hell?
Drew, where did you take us today?
This must be... Wow. I expect Drew to build those like individually every single day.
We need some music for these in the future.
We do. This is like kind of like a Lord of the Rings underground kind of cave. I expect Gandalf to show up shortly.
You shall not pass.
Oh man, some people fell off. Oh no.
Let's see. Is that the first winner? Oh, we got the first winner. Well, there's only one winner, but two people get a count. We got Pandora in the first place. And then we got DJ Noah, second place. Congrats, guys.
Congratulations.
Make sure to type something in the chat really quick so we see you're there. You just won a 50K growth account. And also make sure to put your email address into your YouTube channel description so we can actually reach out to you and send you the codes for these free accounts. But yeah, that was the first one of the marble races. We're going to do more today.
Congrats, Pandora and DJ Noah. I think we're still waiting on DJ Noah to respond.
Yep, Pandora already did. We need DJ Noah in the chat.
Type to claim. Otherwise, it's going to Mocha Trader.
If DJ, there he is. There he is. Congrats, DJ Noah. Congrats, Pandora. You both won a 50K growth account.
Congratulations, guys. We're going to do more of these if you guys stick around with us. We're not done with the marble races. So
we just started.
We just started. But we have about less than 30 minutes here until the market opens. So let's lock in here, guys. So again, just for a recap, on my charts here, I'm looking at these trend lines on the NASDAQ. Now, the one thing that I do want to see, this is a 5-minute on the NASDAQ here that you see on the left. But if you guys look at this trend line here, we do have a similar one sitting on ES as well. And of course, we have VWAP sitting here at 621 currently. What I would want to see us actually break, I think the cleanest entry would be to break at like the 600 break, which again, it's a psychological number. So, we could try to potentially bounce there. I will take a nibble at this though. I will get an entry if we do break this VWAP level. So my entry will probably sit around the 615, 620 area, depending.
What would be your target on this?
I would be targeting low. I would be targeting this low.
Like
so
complete low, or
I'll probably get out around. I'll probably take some off at like 560, and then I'll be targeting 500.
Here's the thing. I'm just gonna mention this level again because I love that level. The previous week mid is sitting at 550-ish. So I expect that we are gonna consolidate at 550 or bounce even. Just a little input from my 2 cents.
Yeah, no, that's good. I think also, if you're in this trade and you got a good entry, I mean, move your stops, guys. Like there's no reason for a trade to go red if you're in the profits. So I will very much, if we get down to this 550 level, I will probably be in most likely in a very light position at that point, because I like to scale out of my positions. I don't like to hold all the way to the take profit. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. On ES here, I need to draw this trend line a little bit better, but VWAP is sitting a little bit lower than I would like. So for me, I will be monitoring ES as well. Again, I want to see that we're going to actually come back down and break this 970 area. So if you're trading ES, if ES is looking a lot stronger than NASDAQ, I'll be a little bit more patient with my entry. And again, of course, remember that we do have the University of Michigan sentiment report coming out in less than an hour. So 10 a.m. Eastern is going to be that time for that. So, the best case scenario, right? And what I actually see probably happening, on the opposite side of this is the best case scenario is that we're just, kind of consolidating for a little bit. We might make a pop to the top, and then maybe hopefully come back down and break this trend line and VWAP after the report. That would be best case scenario for me. Obviously, this is not my world and this is not how it works. So in this case, if we come back down here and we break this level, and it's close to that 10 a.m. report, I'm gonna be waiting a little bit here. I might still enter a very light position, but for me, I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious if we just come back down and break this area. But I'll still probably get in depending on the volume, depending on if I'm looking at book maps here and we're just getting a lot of selling pressure coming in, I'll likely take this trade. It's not too common for me to take a trade super early into the day, right at the open. I like to let the market settle a little bit, but there have been cases where I have done that and it's been a good move. So just be mindful of that, guys, but this is something I'll be watching here.
Yeah, and I've seen a couple of questions on how do we react to news or the geopolitical stuff. And guys, honestly, just think about it. So, Israel bombed Iran. How long do you think Like that was going on before we even knew about it, right? Like obviously the bombs start falling, it's around the world in a matter of minutes. But in terms of like setting up for that, the launch of like all that kind of stuff. And if we're trying to trade based off of like literally top secret information, you're gonna get burned, right? Honestly, I'm not saying don't think about this kind of stuff or ignore it or anything like that. But again, we're not interested as day traders, as technical based day traders, which all three of us are, which the vast majority of retail traders are. We're not interested in what the news is. We're only interested in how the markets react to it. Again, and when you're talking about anything political or geopolitical, there's emotions, feelings, and opinions involved, and you can't bring those into your trading. I've talked about it again and again and again. With all this chaos with Trump in trade, listen, this is the United, for those of us in the US, you love the guy or you hate the guy. There's not really an in-between. But whatever your opinion is, you cannot bring that into your trading. But it's been a very difficult year to trade, but it's also been a volatile year, which for momentum-based traders, like myself, there's been opportunities. They're great opportunities. They just don't come around as often, and sometimes they come around unexpected. So guys, you can literally, well, not literally, of course, but you can figuratively twist your head around like the chick in The Exorcist, trying to figure out what the news is and where it's coming from. How reliable is it? What's going on? How's it going to affect the market? And by the time you figure all that out, the move is made. So it is about reacting to the news, not necessarily trying to decipher or get into the weeds with the news. If you're a political junkie on the side, or you like, by all means do that, but don't bring it into your trading.
Yeah, absolutely.
Miriam, did we start to break this trend line on your end as well, or did we just break mine, or started to break it?
Yeah, I mean, on ES, we're definitely starting to break it. I definitely like the NASDAQ chart a little bit more.
Yeah, me too.
And yes, we are kind of flirting with the trend line on the 5 minute here. Do you draw your trend lines? You draw your trend lines on the 1 minute though, right?
No. I draw my trend lines on a 15 minute and 5 minute.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the 15 minute, same thing. It's the same trend line, but I think, once we start looking into VWAP here, the 620s, I'm going to start watching for a potential entry. So that's going to be what I'm looking at. What are you looking at for this trend line?
For me, usually when I trade trend lines, I wait for a 5 minute candle close outside of the trend line, and then some sort of a consolidation and then bear flag, basically. So that would be my setup for this. And
when you're monitoring that, you're looking at the 1 minute.
I'm looking at the 1 minute, yeah. Because if you would wait for a consolidation on the 5 minute, you would be waiting for a pretty long time, usually.
Yes.
So I rather take my entries on the 1 minute, because otherwise I have to wait even longer than I already do. And sometimes, like you guys see it in the stream, we have to wait an hour, 2 hours to take a trade here during the stream, and sometimes they come quick. So let's see what happens today. Matt, I know Miriam and I are looking at the same thing. Are you looking at this as well, or do you eye something different right now?
Well, you guys are slowly but steadily converting me into a little bit of a trend line person, but I will say for me, VWAP is more important. Now, if you look at a 5 minute chart here, again, one of the cool things about VWAP is it starts when the markets reopen for that particular session, which was 6 o'clock Eastern, I think, yesterday. And you already have usually a snapshot of how the markets are going to react to VWAP. And so if you look at my chart here, it hasn't necessarily acted as support or resistance, but a little more of that attraction or that pinning action that we talk about, right? So for me, seeing some sort of break below VWAP, I think sets up for a really, really nice trade. Now we do have 600 right below as well. These 100 levels are always key. But the cool thing is I think we have 625 or 620 and then 600 getting below that. And I think we could see session lows again. You can get paralysis by analysis, but everything to me right now, as I look at this chart and as we kind of take everything into account, screams a test of the lower session. But again, that's a beautiful thing about being a retail trader. We can change our bias moment to moment, right? If we pop up back above 700, we're back above Monday's low, I think we could maybe see this initial reaction, or at least in the opinion of the markets, the initial reaction was overcooked, and we can start moving back to where we've been in the previous days. But to me, the biggest opportunity is a move below 600 and a potential short down to the session lows, which were at least, let's see, what would that be? The low here is 470.50. So that's a lot of room below 600 to get down to 500 and below that. And I think that's a really, really nice opportunity.
Yeah, I fully agree. Fully agree. So we're basically all looking for the same thing here. We're looking for it to finally break so we can short the shit out of it. Oh man.
Boy, I will tell you, Nick, it's been a week. I mean, we've had barcoding action. We've had big moves up, big moves down. We've had the market stalling out at random areas, and that was just yesterday. So, I mean, it's just been insanity. I will say this, though. If you're learning to trade in this environment, it's going to be very, very challenging. But I think if you are a successful trader, if you're learning to trade now and 5 years from now, you're a successful trader, I think you're going to look back at this time as being very formative and very, because right now, sloppy entries and sloppy trading is punished severely, right? So if you're not careful with your entries, you're not, scaling out of your trade, you're not doing smart things as a trader, you're going to get absolutely destroyed. And as a newer trader, I hate to tell you, that's what you want. You want bad habits to get slapped in the face, metaphorically, or maybe literally, if you're, if you like, that. But in this environment, sloppy trading is punished, and so the market is going to force you to develop good habits, or it's going to force you out of the markets completely.
Yeah, fully agree. But that's also why it makes sense, because you have to be way more sniper when it comes to your entries. So it helps when you just size down and actually go for a little bit of a bigger stop than you usually do, as Miriam said before perfectly, because like it's almost impossible to snipe the entries in these market conditions, in my opinion, or my experience so far.
I'm looking at Boundless Pavli. That's a cup of iced coffee, isn't it, Miriam? The audacity. I would never start my morning off with an iced cup of coffee.
He woke up and chose violence.
Yes. We had this discussion yesterday on the stream it was earlier this week.
We're breaking.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm watching this area here.
Oh, me too.
We're getting into that 10 minutes before the New York Open, and especially as Nick has pointed out, 2 to 3 minutes before, where the big price action starts coming in, volume starts to increase. Big boys are front running the Open a little bit in terms of establishing position. So I really want to test a VWAP before the Open.
Yeah, we did kind of swoop right into the VWAP area, the 620 area, which is what I'm looking at. This is kind of what I'm a little weary about, because I feel like we're just gonna possibly dump at the Open and then make a quick move to the upside, which is not what would be ideal here. This is not what would be ideal. I'm still eyeing an entry, that's for sure. I just I'm a little hesitant that we're gonna make this move right off the Open here. So just be mindful. Don't try to chase into a trade. That's something that's definitely caught me in the past. But I would probably enter a very light entry here. Just looking at this price action, looks a little like it wants to go for it.
Yeah, definitely does. But I want to see again, because I see people in the chat saying like, yeah, Nick, you called it, but take a trade. I'm still waiting for my entry. Just because I say it's gonna go down does not mean I'm just gonna blindly take a trade, because again, like, you cannot predict the market. You cannot be like, hey, I believe it's gonna go down, and then you short it and the market bends to your will. You still have to wait for confirmation. And for me, the confirmation would be a bear flag setup that then would be finally a short. But that only comes after a 5-minute candle closes outside of that trend line. So for me, it's waiting time right now, but we're getting closer to an entry for sure.
I was going to answer Aaron's question in the chat, but Wiz took care of it. And I was going to use the term carefully, but that's exactly the mentality. How do you trade in a day there's major global news? Carefully. That's it.
Yep.
All right, so we are a little under 9 minutes to the New York Open. Hope to see a little bit of an increase in volume here as we move into that Open. We are just kind of hovering above VWAP, kind of a short little rejection here of the 630 level to the upside. For me, I got to see us get below VWAP or above +1 standard deviation, and the dev widths are that's 82 points of dev width, which is very, very high. I typically like to see those in the 40 to 50 range, but 80 points is pretty high. Our 5-minute ATR in the NQ is 19.31, which is not huge. It's actually kind of average for as we're moving into the open. So, but against a little big. So, guys, I swear to God, I just want you to take a little bit less off your or a little off your trades today, guys, right? Just take a few micros off, stick in the 3 to 5 micro range. Listen, I know people full port into accounts and do this or that, especially if you're in like evals with cheap. Guys, this is the kind of day that is going to blow out accounts left and right, most likely. Let's be careful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like micros get such a bad rep because it's like, oh, it's only micros. You're only making $2 a point. It's so what? You can get a really good move off of a couple micros. You don't have to go in with a full size of NASDAQ, especially if you have a small account. That's another thing is if you have an account size that is, less than $5,000, you really shouldn't be trading any minis, right? Like you should be sticking to micros. Even if you have a small account size, even if you have a $10,000 account size, like having multiple contracts, and again, this is dependent on the type of trader you are, but being able to like scale out of contracts and not having, a full size position go like 100 points, that'll really help you with your consistency, especially if that's something that you're struggling with. So even, sometimes you'll see us take like 12 micros, or for me, sometimes I take 25 micros if I don't want to just take, 2 minis. That's something for me that I like to do because I like to stay in a position as long as possible. If I can, and I know I talk about being a scalper, but if I can let my runners go, that can squeeze out a little bit more profits. The upside potential is really something that is uncapped in the trading world. And so, for me, I like to stay in a position if it's working out in my favor. Now, I always say don't let a green position turn you red. But if you're in the profits, if you're heavy in the profits, let it run. Keep your stop, of course, in the profits, but let it run and let it go for however long it can go. Because in markets like this, it really can continue going. So that's just something I like to mention as well.
Yeah, and don't get caught up about the commissions, guys. I know the 10 micros, the commissions is way more than a mini. Just again, being able to scale out and get that extra even $30, $40, let alone $100, $200, $300, that's going to take care of your commissions.
Yeah, it's funny because I, in the past, I don't know how much you guys know who watch the stream, but I've been running my own video agency, and I've also ran a coaching business for a while. And I've worked with many, many entrepreneurs. And it's so funny, like with all the people who are in the beginning stages, like for example, in Switzerland, you have to pay VAT taxes once you're making more than 100K a year. And I've seen so many entrepreneurs who said, well, I'm trying to keep my revenue below 100K a year because otherwise I have to pay VAT. It's like, what? That doesn't even make any sense. Like, why don't you scale to 1 million and you pay your fucking VAT, right? Which is the same here. Like, why don't you just trade micros? You can hold the move longer. You make more profits, and the commission literally do not matter because it's such a tiny amount of your profits.
Yeah, I have no problem with people. Listen, we all, especially if you've been trading this for a while, you've got, the tricks and the tips with taxes, or you have an accountant that handles your kind of stuff. And guess what? Nobody likes paying taxes. Not a single fucking person on this planet likes paying taxes. That anything that we can do within the bounds of the law, of course, to avoid paying some or all of those, I encourage people to do that. But don't get hung up on that, especially early in your career. Once you're consistently profitable, you're making that 2 to 5 to 10 whatever grand per month, then you can start looking into, okay, sit down with an accountant or read into some of the trader tax stuff and start to decode a little bit of that. But guys, don't worry about that until you're profitable, right? That there's no sense in spending mental capital and that kind of stuff until you're profitable. If and when you become profitable, it doesn't matter.
Very true.
Yeah,
we have 3 minutes and 51 seconds until market open, guys.
Appreciate that precision.
Start and lock in. Yeah,
quality trading's hard enough. It's it's hard enough. We don't need to worry about that stuff yet. Trust me, guys, once you get to the point where you're consistently profitable, I'm not saying on any given day you're going to make money or lose money or whatever, but consistently profitable, you'd be surprised how many of those issues you don't even worry about.
Yeah, very true. People are agreeing as well in the chat.
Of course they're agreeing. It was an amazing point.
It would be weird to disagree, like 100%. I'll give that to you.
Like, of course, I'm fucking right here.
Very true. Okay, we're retesting that range now. I'm wondering if it's gonna be a point of resistance or if we're just gonna blast through when we have the market open in 2 minutes and 51 seconds.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of happy to see this.
Yeah, absolutely. I am too. The best response to the tax thing I ever heard of was somebody that it was a trader that I worked with before, where somebody said to him, he said, "Oh, you really made a lot of money this year. It's gonna." We were like, it was like October, and he said, "Yeah, you're gonna owe all this in taxes." He goes, "Oh, well, I guess I got 2 months to make enough money to pay my tax bill."
Right.
Extraordinary. Appreciate the kind comment, sir or ma'am.
Extraordinary.
Miriam and Matt, why are you happy about this little push to the upside here?
Because it gives us more value on the way down.
All right. So you're looking for an entry at a higher point, or you're still looking for entries below VWAP?
Well, I think it confirms a move lower. If we move lower after popping like this, that's a good. Again, if we get above 700, I'll reevaluate my thesis. But right now, I'm still bearish. Yep, clip that, Drew, and save it because you're not going to hear it very much.
Yes, we need that. We need that on repeat on days where.
Oh, we got our little bear running across the screen. I saw that.
So fun.
Bear has to have a name.
90 seconds from the open here, guys.
Let's see where SPX actually opens here too, because that's kind of determined. We're gonna gap down for sure on SPX, but let's see.
Let's see.
Are all my bear friends ready?
Oh yeah, big time.
Everyone make sure your orders are cleared. Could be a volatile first few minutes.
Not just
it happens to get into, guys. I do this probably 4 to 5 times a day. Just throw a glance at your order screen. I have a specific window for like personal accounts and stuff that I will, I'll always have up. And with a quick, I'm just looking over here, I can see that there's no open orders on my screen. So.
Yeah. Interesting enough, guys, before we open here in 38 seconds, bearish is only at 43% in that poll. Bullish is now 41%, and we ended it. So pretty even.
All right.
That's right. Best loser wins. Good book. Very good book.
Yeah, very, very good.
All right. We are now about 20 seconds to the open. We are going up today, says Cheetah. We might. Just because we have a thesis doesn't mean I'll be angry if it goes the other way. I'm only angry if I'm in a trade.
Matt, you
ready? All right, guys. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Ding, ding, motherfuckers. Let's go.
There we go.
Crazy action right now. On book
Ian,
map.
I got you every morning. You already know that.
We're bumping.
Here we go.
All right. Right to that 700.
Now the question is, does it hold?
Standard deviation band is sitting about 704. So it's just, that might as well be the exact same number as close as together as they are.
Question is, does it hold?
We got some sellers sitting at 725 on the NASDAQ. That is also that level I was mentioning to you guys in the pre-market, which is sitting right around yesterday's previous day low. So just be mindful of that level if you are in a long. We are looking very strong here at the open though, so we could get another we said this though. We said this, right? We could get another pop here.
Yeah, just gonna take in this price. Nothing like 100 point or well, not 100 point, but what is that, about a 80-point move since the open.
Yeah. It's like we said, if everybody thinks we're bearish, it's going up.
Well, and Tanner, that's what I said. I said that's what had me worried, is that there was nothing I saw that made me bullish, and so naturally, that was the very first thing I said on stream today, outside of the greeting, of course. But yeah, this is what it is. We'll let it play out.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I might take a long here. I'll take a long here on the NASDAQ with a stop. Let's see. All right, I'm in 5 micros here.
All right.
My stop is going to be below. I'm going to keep this a pretty wide stop. My stop is going to be 740. And I entered at, let's see. I entered at 7. I got a really crappy fill on this. 767 was my entry, so not the best, but small-ish position.
What's your target on this?
My target's going to be 800. So let's just let this go.
800 is weekly open, huh?
Actually, I'm going to keep my stop at 731.
Nice. Pumping. We are flying.
Yeah, I'm going to leave a pretty wide stop on this, guys, because I want this to potentially run here. So I'm going to actually be targeting, my first target's going to be this. I'm going to target 810, and then I'm going to start trailing my stop once we get there. If we get there, let's see. Because we're looking a little toppy here.
Coming with that accent again.
I do want to keep, like, I wanted to keep a wider stop because we could potentially come back and retest this, but oh yeah, we're gonna, looks like Bookmaps wants to sell here. I'm gonna keep my stop where it's at because 735 has some buyers, and I'm in a very light position, so I'm not too worried about this trade. Let's take my take profit here. Ugh, I didn't even sell one. All right. Let's see. We have some sellers sitting at 770 and then some orders at 780 as well. So
it's going to be a pretty big 50-minute opening range.
I'm also looking at ES. Actually, let me go to ES here so you guys can see. ES, I actually don't want ES to get back below this 6,000 level. That's actually what I'm also going to be watching. Now I don't do this often, but if I'm looking at the stop here, you know, it could honestly probably tick right to it, but 6,000 is going to be that level on ES that I'm looking at. This is what I mean by like making sure you're in a light position, because if this goes south, you don't want to be too down on the day. And I'm up for the week, so I'm happy to be in this trade and let it go. But what are you guys looking at?
I was just asking myself, what was your confirmation for the entry?
So confirmation was actually getting above this previous day low. So right here, where we held above this previous day low, and we got a lot of volume coming in. So what really would have been probably a better entry, and I got a really crappy fill on this, but we could potentially come back and retest this 35 area, and then make a move back up, which we're getting the selling pressure here. So we might stop out here, but I'll probably re-enter this trade with a better entry if we do get the confirmation back up. Let me put my EMAs here. So we'll see. We shall see.
We shall see.
I love how I said I was bearish going into this, and then we just get this massive move to the upside.
2 minutes into the open, you're
Well,
taking
we mentioned that too. We mentioned that too, right?
Yeah, so this is how quick though, like sentiment can change for me. Like when I see a move and a run up like this, I'm like, all right, I'll take my chances with a small entry.
Yeah, but it's also, I mean, that's your job as a trader. Like you react to what the market does.
Yeah.
And, if the market does something else than you thought it would, well, react to that and don't react to your thoughts.
I really want to move my stop, but I already just got stopped out on this for a 375 loss. And see, this is what I'm saying. It literally, I was talking about it as I was saying, like, I think I should move my stop because they could come back and like tick me out of this. What I really wanted to move it was to the 720 area, but I'll just wait for a pullback at this point because this is what happens. You get stopped out and it just runs up. I was looking at 6,000 on ES to be that area, which is why I was considering moving my stop. But usually I don't like moving my stop. I just, for this particular trade, I was okay with having a wider stop. I'm going to look at re-entering this actually. I do want to see us get back down below like 25, like to 25-20 area. But I do see some buyers. That's the only thing.
This one is tricky, honestly.
Yeah, it is. It's literally stopped me out to the tick. I'm not even kidding. Probably 2 points away from.
Honestly, I believe it's going to come down further, but let's see. It doesn't matter what I believe.
Bottom tick Miriam just does not have the same ring as top tick Nick.
Yeah.
Well,
not quite.
Let's see if we can run the highs here.
Oh, we're going to now that I'm out.
Now we have to. It's a rule. The market is only going after Miriam.
It's okay. It can go after me.
Yeah, you still have an order in there, Miriam.
Oh, shit. I still have it, huh? Oopsies. Let me cancel that. Don't want to short that.
Nope.
Oh, so devastating. Literally just got stopped out on that. All right, it's okay.
5-minute ATR is already up above 30. That's pretty high. Dev width is 85. You're just dealing with really big ranges right now. And that can be difficult, guys, because even at small position sizes, you still have to do what Miriam just did, which is protect your capital, right? It very easily could have run down another 20 or 30 points. So you gotta be careful with these things. But again, protect your capital.
You never know.
Plus, Miriam, do you know what it's called when you bottom tick out of something and then it runs in the direction?
A heartache.
It's called being a trader. I mean, if that happens once a week, usually, at least.
Literally, yeah.
But I think Brett actually was in an even worse situation today. Did you see his trade?
He was in a worse situation?
Yeah, he was in a long and got stopped out break even, and then it ran. That's what it looks like.
That's actually, I will say that's probably worse. Like getting stopped out break even and then just running. Like I'd almost rather take a loss on it. All right, we're getting some selling pressure coming in here on futures. We're still holding though. This trend line, let's see.
Are we gonna go down? That's the question. I still want it to go down. I love how we're all so focused today. We're literally not saying much. It's just observing.
Let's look at NQ.
I see people in the chat longing. I see people shorting and adding. I see everything. We have 3 minutes and 30 seconds until The 15-minute opening range has formed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we also have that data coming out at 10, guys, so just be mindful of that. We have some buyers sitting at 750. It could come back and retest.
Or are we just going to consolidate here for a while before we do something? That is the question. Are you looking at something, Miriam, like for a re-entry, or are you just...
I'm going to wait until this data comes out. I think that's where I'll feel a lot safer. So, I mean, we have like, yeah, it's not too long until this data comes out. So I'm not too keen on entering a trade here before this news. So I'll just wait until the data news comes out, because maybe then we'll get a really good setup.
Yep. So we're now 17 minutes away from the Michigan Consumer Sentiment. That's been, I remember years ago, and I don't even think that was considered a top tier news release. And obviously in inflationary times, not only is the economy or the economic data important, but what people think of the economy probably means more than actual economic news. So
you never know. You never know. Paraloco is saying barcode until 11:30. Yeah, because it's Tradeify TV, right?
It's Tradeify TV. Wouldn't be up there without an hour barcode.
I think market's probably just consolidating here after this massive move. We might get a nice, decent move to the downside.
I would like that still. It was about a 100-point move from the open. So I would like that candle to be eaten up by the bears, honestly.
Hmm.
We have about 45 seconds until the 15-minute opening range is formed. So it looks like it is already 37 seconds. I'm going to mark it here, draw it out on my charts. It is from 21,665 to 21,788.50. So a bit more than 120 points, which is quite large for an opening range.
Very large. What are you eyeing, Nick?
Right now, yeah, I'm waiting for data, unless I will get a perfect setup, but this does not look like it, honestly. I mean, we're starting to bull flag a little bit here, but I would rather wait for now.
That's fair. I'm watching this 50 level on NASDAQ. Not looking.
I'd really like to see a move down to about 730, 725. That's about the +1 standard deviation. Don't know how much of a role that'll play with this much market action and volume, but volume delta is not the prettiest thing in the world either. It's not been as strong as you would have expected given the move.
I would like to see a new low here. I mean, a new low, just a lower low than the 21,728 area, and then start looking for shorts. That would be nice. But again, like before news, dangerous.
Yeah.
I will say, if I take anything long up here, I may scale in. I may go like 3 and 3 micros rather than all in. Difference between scaling in and doubling down, guys. Doubling, if your position size is, let's say, 5 micros, and you get into 5 micros and the thing goes against you a little bit and you want to average down and get the other 5. Well, now you're double your position size, right? Whereas let's say your position size is 15 micros. Scaling in halves or thirds when you're not 100% sure on the entry is a valid way of kind of managing the trade, but don't double down on a trade, especially one that's already losing. Don't go above your comfortable position size.
Yeah, that's a good point.
All right, let's see what this data comes out with in about 15 minutes here.
Seems like we're consolidating. Could very well be a consolidation until the data comes out, actually. A little bit of a range. The pre-data barcode.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, guys, in the chat, while you're waiting, make sure to just smash the like button really quick, because if we get those likes up, we're going to do another marble race to give away free accounts. Make sure to
slap that like button like it's a market maker that just ran your stops.
People destroying their computers now.
That's my favorite one. I was the same way when I first got the market maker. It took me out. Market maker doesn't give a fuck about your 2 minis.
Yep.
Probably doesn't even show up.
Especially not if it's on an eval.
No. Well, if it's on an eval, market maker ain't seeing them.
Well, true.
That's the same with trading without a stop loss. If there's no stop loss, it can't stop you out, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, so Rock and I that's kind of what I alluded to. I have no problem with people adding the losing trades or DCAing. I don't do it typically. I probably do it 1 out of 20 trades, if that. But again, it's only when I'm a little unsure on the entry, and so I size in. So if my typical position size if I'm trading a personal account is 2 to 3 minis. So let's say 3 minis, okay? What I would do then is enter 1 at a time as opposed to 3 and then adding 4 and 5, because now you're in a situation where you're already above your position size and you're going to get uncomfortable and you're going to make emotional decisions. So yeah, I have no problem people scaling into trades, but there's a difference between scaling in and doubling down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, I really hope we get this pull back here.
About to close out this 5-minute candle. We seem really stuck between about 35 and 55 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, most likely it's just going to be stuck there until the news comes out.
Could be. Could just be clearing some orders.
Yeah, these buyers really keep stepping in at this 740, 750 area on NQ.
Same. That's actually the same zone as yesterday. I still have that marked out here on my chart from yesterday. Because look, if we go to my charts really quick, this is actually where we had this very, very clean double bottom yesterday. Drew, if you could switch to my charts really quick. Thank you. So we had this very clean double bottom right here. And that is actually the zone that we're now holding, or that the bulls are holding. Again, like that zone was already a zone on Friday, the 6th of June. So a week ago, was already on the 8th of June. It was already there on Tuesday, the 10th of June. It was already there again yesterday with a nice double bottom. So it is a very strong zone, and it might just act as support for now.
So we were all short bias going into the open. Obviously, that has. So I think a question some people have asked, or will be asking, or are wondering about is, what do you do when your thesis is basically blown out of the water in the first few minutes? And I think it's just you take a little time to reassess, right? As traders, if we have a bias that does not lead to a trade, it doesn't mean shit, right? So nice little pop moving the highs here. Finally got through everything. But yeah, so again, we just evaluate, and I think Miriam's making the smart move here, waiting until news gets out. So yeah, I think it's just a little bit of a wait and see game. I think there's going to be some great opportunities coming in the next couple of hours. We just got to get this one last thing out of the way. Boy, we cannot get any sustained momentum up or down since the opening candle. Really,
was that a news candle or just a technical candle?
I'm not seeing anything. So
because it really just
look at that.
popped.
Wow.
Now
Market maker said, "Fuck your 800."
Yeah, literally.
That's the weekly open level there. Literally sitting at 21,799.50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was an FU candle. Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, it really was. It's like, no, stomp.
It's like, oh, we're running the highs, market maker. Yeah, about that.
Yeah. Yeah, ES does look I wouldn't say weak to the extent of like, it's such a staggering difference, but ES is kind of struggling at this 6,000 level. NASDAQ looks like it has a little bit more juice, but they're both, at least they're both playing in sync with each other. I feel like ES is kind of lagging a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
SPX has moved back below 6,000.
Mm-hmm. I am also watching SPX here on the 5-minute because we do need to get above this 6,010. I think it'll, ES moving to the upside will push SPX above the 6,010 area, which I think is also another key area of resistance on SPX. So, but we do have a nice gap to fill all the way up to 60.35, 60.40 area. So if we get this move to the upside here, depending on how the news comes out, I think both ES and SPX will move nicely for all my options traders out there. Let's see, we have about less than 7 minutes here until this news comes out. I'm definitely waiting until this data comes out. There's no reason for anyone to enter a fresh trade here. If you're already in a trade, I would suggest taking your profits or at least setting your stops so you're not, completely destroyed by any of this news. So just be mindful. Just be mindful.
Yeah, definitely not worth taking a trade until the news for now. It's good old fidget spinner times.
I need to get me one of those.
You need a matcha one.
A matcha. I knew you were gonna say that. We are breaking below the 6,000 level on ES. Still have this trend line that I drew, which we could try to retest here, but otherwise we have room down to VWAP on ES. NASDAQ has a lot of room to the downside. Breaking the 720 level, I think will push us more to the downside here, but let's see. Still holding.
Still holding for now.
Yep, we're now just about 5 minutes away from the news. So again, guys, the news is the Michigan consumer sentiment. Index of consumer expectations focuses on 3 areas: how consumers view prospects for their own financial situations, how they view prospects for the general economy over the near term, and their view of prospects for the economy over the long term.
Nice.
Good times.
Good times.
The forecast is 53.5. Our prior was 52.2.
I always just wonder, like, why Michigan? Why? Like, for what? Why not, like, Kansas? Why not New York?
It's a good question. I don't know. Maybe
University.
Do I need to ask?
Together.
Ask ChatGPT.
Yeah.
It's the University of Michigan that does it. That's why.
Nah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Those Wolverines. Can't trust them.
We are holding the 720 area so far. Got about 6 minutes left until this news comes out.
Brett says, why not FSU reports given with beer in hand? If you want reports with beer in hand, you go to Wisconsin-Madison. I think they bring beer to class.
I can see that for sure.
What is it? I said it's like the 20th drunkest cities in America by alcohol bought. I think 17 are in Wisconsin. So proud of my native state.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's one accomplishment. Hmm. This seller has got some energy today. I'm watching book maps. There is just a massive seller just stomping on these bulls.
Quick question there from Nico Merriam. I think that's right in your alley. Although I probably make more unnecessary mistakes than anybody here.
How do you guys cope with losses that were done by an unnecessary mistake? For example, connection issues, or even things like missing a trade and entering too late and getting a loss. I've had too many of those happen in my career, and I mean, I literally just had one happen the other day on stream, and it's extremely frustrating because it's not depicting any sort of like a strength in your trading. Like you have your strategy, you have your trading setup and everything, and I think just any sort of technical issues is super frustrating. I mean, I would say obviously always make sure that you have like your stops in place already. You know, for me, getting into this new area where I'm now trading on, I'm used to trading on a certain setup, and now, you know, being able to share my screen or having to share my screen has kind of shifted that. So I'm much more susceptible to like these technical issues, which is why I'm more aware of like where my trades are placed. But definitely always have stops. Make sure that you are, you know, not in a position where, you know, if your laptop or internet goes out, make sure you have access to it on your phone, or some other device that you can, you know, enter. I know some people that have like separate laptops that, you know, they have on hand. But you know, I think speaking of some technical issues, because we did have some yesterday. I know Tradeify, or you know, a lot of these platforms were down, but including Tradeify. But you know, give it up for Tradeify, guys, because you know, I know there was some issues going on in Tradeivate and you know, these other platforms, and you know, we did give back those losses to people who were witnessing those issues. So you know, Brett, give it up for Brett for being CEO of the year for that, because you know, yesterday's shit show kind of you know, didn't help with a lot of people's trading, but hopefully, you know, everyone was able to get those and see those gains back.
Yeah, everything was down for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're getting selling here.
Yeah, about a minute left till this data comes out.
Yep.
Yeah, there's aggressive sellers coming in the market here.
Was this wick up here the reversal is the question.
All right, we are 45 seconds here from data release. Check your orders, guys. Check your orders.
Your sell order that you had up here, Mariam, would actually have been fire.
Tell me about it. It's okay.
Should have left it.
Well, it's funny because, yeah, exactly. I should have left it. But it's funny because like when I look at stuff like this, you know, and if I am sort of annoyed or pissed off about, you know, an entry that I got stopped out on, sometimes it ends up working in the favor of like, well, you know, if I would have moved my stop lower, then I would have still gotten stopped out anyways. And the thing is, like, you can always re-enter a trade if it works out. So let's see what this data comes out as. Oh, wow.
Oh, there we go.
Wowies. All right. Well, that looks bullish.
For now.
Yes, for now.
Still haven't seen what the exact numbers are yet. Usually about 30 seconds behind on the news feed. They always announce it, but I like right as it's coming out, but I don't have the squawk on because y'all don't need to hear a voice every 30 seconds beyond the three of us and a guest. Actually, it was funny. I used to just leave the feed on, and one time I didn't turn. Okay, boy, Michigan sentiment coming in much better than expected. Michigan sentiment actual 60.5, expecting 53.5. Yeah, they annihilated it across the board. So I'm a little shocked we're not moving a little more, but wow. Okay.
I'm telling you, there's a seller here that just keeps stomping on these orders. You shall not pass. Literally all I hear every time I see these big wicks to the top. Yeah, not looking too hot for bulls right now. I mean, we're still holding this area, but it's getting a little uncertain.
I don't know, this much selling pressure off of good news. I think that's less you shall not pass and more it puts the lotion in the basket. Some of you aren't going to get that reference. That's okay.
It was just crickets for a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't. I was just like,
Everyone over 35 is laughing in the chat right now, but everybody else is like, what?
That's funny.
Yeah, they're too young for that classic. That's true.
That classic.
It is a classic. Come on, it's most people of a certain age. You can just go, "Hello, Clarice," and they'll get it.
Okay, I know that one.
Okay.
all right,
Ooh.
selling pressure is coming in. I just want my setup. Give me my setup.
Yeah, let's see. See how we do here. I'm gonna redraw these trend lines. Not looking too hot on the bull side. I don't like to see these top wicks.
Are you moving your trend line to the wick now that it has a new wick, or do you usually leave your trend lines as they are?
No, I usually just leave them. Right now, I mean, this looks juicy. If we can get, I mean, we have a ways. We got like 100 points to go, but if we can break down below the 700 area, I might consider another short. Especially because that'll put ES at this VWAP area, and if we break VWAP on ES, I think Nasdaq will likely follow. Now, I'm telling you, ES is the weaker one of the two. So I think if Nasdaq gets back below the 700, and then we have room down to VWAP. So even if you wanted to potentially enter a light position here, and then I would like this break here. I would like this trend line break with VWAP, and that'll set us up nicely to at least the 576 zone, and then potentially this low right here at 500. So I'm just gonna wait for that.
All right. Also, we have Trump speaking at 11, so be mindful of that too.
Lovely.
It's chaos today.
Yeah, this seller really just keeps stomping on everyone.
Still ranging. We're still holding that area here. That 21,739 to 21,714 area.
Yeah, watch 700. Watch 700.
Yeah, that was where we had the big double bottom yesterday at 4 a.m. and then touch it again at 8:30 a.m. So be mindful of that. I'm starting to like this one here on the 1 minute chart. For a short, that would look something like this here. I would be no, I'm not gonna take it. Would be way too big of a stop, because I would be in like 40 point with a 40 point stop. So forget what I said. maybe with like 2 micros, 3 micros. Tiny trade.
Ooh, looking nasty here. Not looking
I'm
too
gonna
good
take it with
for
like
gold.
3 micros. If we break it, obviously.
Yeah, I think we get these. I think we get these breaks.
To the downside?
Yeah. At this point, I mean, this is the line in the sand. This is the line in the sand for me for bulls. If we just like come back and put in a tail into the 700 and then bounce, that's like the least probable scenario to me, but I think we try to hold here. If not, if the seller just keeps stomping on these orders, then I think we get this push down below 700.
Would be nice.
But we really, I mean, I think bulls have a ways to go. I think they need to get back up above the 780 level. There's these these wicks right here are just not enticing for me to take along.
Nope.
So just kind of a wonky market. I honestly don't like either setup right now. I don't like the shorts here. I don't like the longs here. I want more confirmation.
You're very wiki.
Also, while we wait, guys, I mean, I really want to do another giveaway shortly, but for that to happen, let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes to 650. All right, I know we can do that because there are 650 people here. So, and we already had likes before they were here. So get it up to 650. Smash the like button, and we're gonna give away 3 50K growth accounts this time. We're gonna do another marbles race. Just make sure to like the stream right now. Once we have the number, we're gonna do a nice giveaway.
Let's go.
Hopefully a chaotic one, so it fits. A
chaotic one. I mean, I feel like they're all chaotic. Let's be honest here.
And Pandora asking if he can still join, or she. Yeah, you can. This is it's luck. If you win twice, you win twice.
There was an older woman like that won the lottery twice in a span of like a couple years.
What? Oh, actually there's a story of a guy who won the lottery, and then they did like a TV show about him winning the lottery.
I saw this, yeah.
And they reenacted him going to the store and buying a lottery ticket, and he bought a lottery ticket and won it again in that TV show. It's like, what the fuck? How lucky can you get?
That's
wild.
That is wild. Good for him.
It's good for him, definitely, yeah. Definitely. Guys, make sure to smash the like button so we can do another marbles race. We need 44 more.
Yeah, I really want to see a 700 test here, because I think that gives us a chance to play a long off a bounce or a short off a breakdown. But man,
yeah, this is just chopping around here. Very indecisive market right now.
What would y'all do if you won the lottery? Well, Pandora, the old saying, like, I wouldn't tell anyone, but there would be signs. Like if we start this show and I'm like on a yacht somewhere, then you'll know.
That's the thing about lottery winners, is they lose it, within a couple years, because they get this influx of monetary gains that they've just never imagined in their life, and they're like, I got to spend it instead of reinvesting it into areas. That's the first thing I would do. First of all, I would hire a lawyer and I would be anonymous. But second of all, I would definitely reinvest it somewhere.
Matt would have hair, is what Jared said. Yeah. No, I actually wouldn't, because I can, at least I do okay with the bald. I'm a Green Bay Packers fan, but I grew up around Chicago, so like seeing all those billboards now of Brian Urlacher with hair, like he was bald and he just looked like the baddest MFer on the planet. And then he got hair, and now he looks like a middle-aged suburban dad named Clarence or something. So I mean, he could
Clarence.
He'd still.
I'm gonna take a short there, guys. Sorry for the interruption. Sorry.
You're in?
Yep. But just 3 micros.
3 micros. Oh, that's good timing right there.
3 micros down to 3 micros because of the big stop, obviously. It's like.
I do like it. Ooh, these are picking up.
Not to pick on any Clarences out there, but
depends how we react to the trend line. I would move my stop, obviously.
I do like this.
It's starting to look
we
nice.
Broke 700 so far, but I want to see ES break this 87 area. We have some buyers sitting at 85 so far.
I moved my stop break even here on this one.
clearing those sellers, or I'm sorry, those orders sitting at 85, 86. Getting a little bit of buying pressure though coming in on that level.
Yeah, I'm gonna set a target at VWAP for 2 actually, and then I would leave 1 runner in case we do break down.
I'm gonna probably take one last entry here. If we can get back up to the 700 area, I'll take an entry.
Taking a long?
No, a short.
Oh, okay. I was just about to say, like, now we need to fight.
No,
it's gonna happen at some point in this show where we've got opposite positions.
And I'm not getting my entry here, guys. Tough.
It's working out good for Nick, though.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. It was a very clean bear flag after we had this reversal wick here, so that's why I took it. My usual setup, just a bit of a large stop. That's why I took it with like 3 micros. But that's also a thing that we said today, right? Got to be careful on days like this.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, those orders keep stepping back in at 59.85.
I'm about to move my stop to 700. Because I don't like how we're holding this, but yeah, now I'm too late anyways. So I'll keep it at break even for now.
I like this for a short.
If we make a lower low here at like on the 1 minute at 677, 676, I would move my stop to those 701 level.
I'm going to try this short. At, I have an order sitting at 700. I'll put a stop at 720. And then this will be my last trade.
Unless it hits profit.
This is true.
Joker 13 saying, I need to use the hammer. You guys know the hammer strategy?
What's the hammer strategy?
Just have to hammer the price and it's going to go down.
Yeah.
That's how it works. See my screen, Mary?
Oh, got it. All right, so I'm in this trade. Buy stop's going to be at 721. If this stops me out, very sad day, but it is what it is.
I'm about, wait, that was like 2 points away from my stop. 3 points? 3 points.
All right, my target's going to be VWAP.
Same, a bit above VWAP, 655.
I think we got a pretty good shot of getting down there.
Team Bears here, Mariam.
I think if you break the low of the previous candle, you guys are looking really, really good.
Yeah, that would be nice.
About 675. I think that's a really short jump down to 650 in VWAP at that point. I feel like after all this nonsense, we have to test it just to confirm. Actually, I'm glad you guys are getting out there because I kind of like a long around the VWAP area if we get there. I mean, I have to see like probably at least one rest candle, and if I miss it, I miss it. But that's kind of what I'd be looking at.
Yeah, I think that's where I will take the majority of my position off. That's if we don't just freaking bounce here and cause more nonsense than needed.
You never know. Somebody's asking, do I consider that as my A+ setup? The setup itself, yes, but no, not an A+ because of the large stop loss that I initially had, which was like almost 40 points. that is why I took it with like way less size, with only 3 micros, because I still wanted to take it because it is my setup. But if my stop loss, if my risk is that large, I just downsize to make up for that. But in terms of the movement that we had, yes, because we grabbed liquidity up here with that wick on the 5 minute. That's like that typical reversal kind of wick from my experience. And then we came down, formed a consolidation, had the bear flag basically, right? I drew this from the 9:58 1 minute candle to the 10:09 1 minute candle, and then as soon as it broke, I entered it, pretty much at the low of the bear flag. And yeah, so from that perspective, it is an A+ setup, but just not from a risk perspective. That's why I took it with less size.
Mm-hmm.
We are getting these buyers that keep stepping in on ES at 985. I want to see this. I want to see this level break on ES. This is not a NASDAQ now looking a little bit weaker. I did move my buy limit at 665. So just a little above VWAP here. But if we do get the breakdown below VWAP, I think this will be a very nice flush. So I have 4 orders in so far. And then if we, if we get this move to the downside, I'll have 1 runner essentially, and we'll just let it run.
Would be nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
John, I see your questions in the chat, man. We've got a great FAQ on the website, so go check that out. And just as a general rule of thumb, you should definitely know the rules of the account as you're getting into them. But yeah, Tradeify.co. Check out the frequently asked questions page. There's some great stuff there.
Yeah,
I really want to see a low here.
Yeah, this level keeps holding on.
It does keep holding.
Which is very frustrating.
By the way, guys, we still need 650 likes. So 17 more. 17 more for the next marbles race. So we can give you more accounts. We're going to do 3 50K growth accounts on this race. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, 85 on ES is holding, which is, I don't like that for NASDAQ, because as I always say on the stream, I watch both futures in conjunction with each other. I'm keeping my stop to where it's at. I'm willing to take this loss here, but so far not liking this bounce here.
I want to see a break. This consolidation, like right below my entry, is ugly.
Yeah,
I do not like that.
Well, you entered before me, so you got a way better entry.
That's true.
You're sitting pretty in profits right now.
Yep, for now.
Well, you're up, right? You took some off.
No, I did not take any off.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm in with 3 micros. What do I want to take off? Like,
okay, that's fair.
I would take off 2 micros at the 660 to 655-ish level if we break down there.
Yeah, these buyers keep stepping in on ES. I'm not a fan. I think if and when we break the 59.85, we'll get a nice flush on the NASDAQ. Right now, they're just kind of fighting.
Come on, give us the break.
It's hovering there. I'm
I'm
split if it's going to get all the way down to VWAP, but it's going to crack. Yeah, I was going to say it's going to crack lower.
85. I'm telling you, on ES just keeps fucking holding.
It is holding. Dang it.
There we go. Getting some selling coming in here. Let's see if they can clear these buyers. These buyers are strong. Nick in the background telling me to let it out. Whenever I see just like levels hold like this, I just get like, just fucking break it. Like, come on, what are we doing here?
Well, and
Stop
I think
messing around. You can pump it right after it takes out my orders. That's okay.
It goes to show you what the point that I've made is that it's not possible to eliminate emotions from trading.
Oh no, I still get emotional.
What you don't do is let those emotions influence.
Hey, there we go.
Target beautiful.
All right, got my first order out there. I still have my 646 area here, so I'm just gonna obviously move my Israeli military says it is not done attacking targets in Iranian territory, so that's still happening. That happened right as that came out. So I think we were headed there anyway, but it's always nice when news breaks in your favor, guys.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. All right,
I'm
got
up
my
60 points now
nice.
with one last runner.
Yep, I also have one runner left. I'm going to move my stop to 64. So
Yeah, I'm gonna move my stop too if we push this further. If not, I'm just gonna close it manually. I have the finger on the trigger to close it manually.
we're about 170 ticks into this. So congratulations if you got this, guys. Obviously that news catalyst helped a lot. And I just got stopped out on that play.
I just closed it manually.
Nice.
Very nice. Good trade, Miriam.
Yes, you too. Let's see, what's my profit on this?
This is like the perfect visualization of we took the same trade looking from a chart perspective, looking at the chart. We were both in a short, but we went in for completely different reasons. And that is such a good reminder for everybody watching right now. It's like, you have your own strategy, you have your own risk management. As long as you stick to your rules, you can make trading work. And that's what fascinates me about it. It's like all three of us, Miriam, Matt, and I, we all trade completely different. Sometimes certain things overlap, but usually we trade different. And yeah, we can all be profitable.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm literally break even on this trade. So I'm break even on the whole day. I think after commissions. Nick, please don't put this up. I'm break even. I made $1.38.
Put it up.
Well, that's
Nick,
going up now. You know he's putting that up.
We want to see that.
Hey, it's better than down 375. I'll take it.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
That's awesome.
That's funny. All right, guys, we also smashed 650 likes. Let's go. We can do another marbles race to celebrate these two winning trades here. Let's go. Miriam, do you want to come up
go
with
off.
Miriam, do you want to
go off, Miriam, with that dollar? I think I might be able to get like half a Snickers bar, maybe.
You know
I'll
what?
treat myself today to extra guac.
I just put a keyword here in the chat for Drew to use for the next marbles race. You know why in a second.
You know what, Nick? I might get a lotto ticket with that. I'll test my luck today. Good exit on that, by the way. Right at that trend line, actually.
Yeah, that made sense because VWAP was holding, and
yeah,
it wouldn't have made sense to hold this any further.
I probably got out I got out at 646 and we went down to 642. Those are always like satisfying. We still could continue lower, especially for me. I would want to see us get back above 700. So anyways, that's all I got to say. Go ahead and do the giveaway.
Yeah, let's do the marbles race, guys. All right. You know the rules. You gotta be, you gotta like the stream. You gotta be subscribed to the channel. And you have to type the keyword, and the keyword is not once. It is not that. Okay, wait a second. I'm gonna drop the keyword in a second. Wait. Okay. Yeah, but you can only type the keyword once, because if you do it multiple times, the bot will kick you out. All right. So the keyword for the marbles race to win 3 50K growth accounts is TP hit. One word, just TP hit for the 2 winning trades right here that we had. Let's go. TP hit. There we go. It's capped to the first 300 who participate in this. Be aware.
Right back to below VWAP here, guys. I was actually hoping for this previous 5-minute candle to be a little more hammerish. I was actually going to look at a long as we move towards 700. Not going to go long here, but
you know, it's actually interesting because I would probably consider a long here, like with a really, really light entry. And I say that like as a hero trade. This is a hero trade, meaning that, you know, it's very likely to go against you. But if you, you know, size yourself in a way that isn't going to be high, you know, you could get a really, really nice low entry. Now, don't want to catch a falling knife by no means. But, you know, when I look at book maps here, I'm looking at this 85 level. They are relentless at this level. Every time we keep breaking it. Now, we are kind of hovering at this level, but I keep seeing buyers stepping in on ES at this 985. So, you know, the next set of buyers that I see is not until 59.77, which would put us very well below VWAP. But, you know, for the risk to reward on this, I wouldn't probably enter this for the downside. I mean, NASDAQ could be actually a better entry, but, you know, I would want to see us below the 630 area on the NASDAQ for me to consider another re-entry. I'm probably done for the day, guys. I will take my $1.38 and I will run. But, you know, it's just something to look at if you're considering another trade.
Yep.
All right.
I'm excited for this next marbles race. No, we're not yet good to go. That was just Drew's sign for the keyword. But we're ready now. We're ready now. Okay, guys, let's do another marbles race giveaway for 3 50K growth accounts. So the first 3 positions are going to receive a 50K growth account each. Matt, want to do the countdown?
Yes. So let's let those marbles go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
All right. Let's race for the 3 50K accounts. This is getting more and more insane. What the hell? Drew is going crazy on this. I can't even read anymore who's first. It's that fast.
I know.
Way too fast. Damn.
What is this?
What is that? Johnny S in the lead for now. Ninja Trader. Greed Tablet. James Williams. Ninja Trader in the lead again. Johnny Walker's. Ninja Trader is up there.
Is it the
Joker
Ninja
13?
it is?
Joker 13 said he's just got wrecked for himself there.
Oh.
Nikolai in the lead for now. Let's see.
Ooh, getting this selling pressure, by the way, coming in. But
we just broke lower, guys. Just broke hard lower.
We did. Damn, it's hard to keep up with everything now.
I know there's so much going on.
But we obviously have a winner here. Actually, 3 winners. We have Living Like Chess in the first place. Then we have D, second place, and E. Ramirez, B13, third place. Guys, make sure to type something in the chat, you 3 winners, so we know you're there and we can actually send you a free 50K growth account. Also, make sure that you put your email into the YouTube channel description so that we know and we have a way to actually reach out to you, okay? Do that right now and make sure to type something in the chat if you won.
And guys, this is a great example of why any technical analyst that uses candlesticks that's knowledgeable will tell you do not make analysis on a candlestick until the candlestick is closed. I was ready to queue up a 675 buy order up here for a quick run to 700. This was looking like a hammer candle just like a minute and a half ago. It's going to be a nice hammer candle, throw up a multi-wick rejection of VWAP. Now it just closed as a very bearish candle. So you cannot make analysis on candles, especially the higher time frame candles, until they're closed. Good little lesson there.
Good job. Yeah. Good look on that. Yeah, this 77 level now on ES is in play, but we'll see. We got some strong buyers to the downside, even though we are getting these moves. We have orders in, so just be mindful, guys.
All right. I still want to see the yearly open, honestly. It's like yearly open being smacked at 21,480. That is still what I'm looking for, actually. Very, very short bias now. Even more than when we started.
I would agree with that. I think ES cracking 970 is going to be a lot of blood. There's going to be a lot of blood there. NASDAQ is, I think, looks bloody already to me.
It does.
Boundless, yes, I do use Renko. The Renko blocks. I use them for a couple of setups.
We still have other giveaways. We still have one more at least.
I think we do. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a big one actually later on with like 5 winners. We're gonna do another marbles race later with 5 50K growth account winners. Welcome Trades with Jess. Welcome to TTV. She's asking any fun plans for the weekend, guys. Mary, Matt, any fun plans?
You know, not that my fun plans kind of consist of relaxing. That's my fun plan. I live in Southern California, so we are blessed with beautiful weather all the time. And I'm originally from the Pacific Northwest, so I'm used to like the rain and the gloominess and all of that. But kind of a lot of me doesn't miss that. But sometimes I do want a little bit of rain and gloominess so I can sit in a Barnes and Noble and read a book. And that's just kind of what I've been craving to do. But we haven't gotten the weather for it. So outside in my backyard is probably gonna have to suffice for this. So that's where I'll be.
So yeah, I'm actually about probably a couple hours after the stream ends today. I'll be getting in my car, driving back up to the Chicago area. To my fiance and I are going up there to have, well, tonight we're having dinner with my parents, and then tomorrow lunch with her dad. So going up for Father's Day. We have a bunch of stuff to bring back from her shower a couple weeks ago. So we're actually taking 2 cars because I'm bringing my dog as well. But so rumor has it, guys, I may, depending on connection in the backwoods of Illinois, Front Porch Friday, which is a live thing I do on Twitter/X, may be extended, and it may take place in my car if I can get a good enough signal. So I'll put my Twitter feed in the chat and give me a follow, and I will be, I don't know when it's going to be specifically because I don't know where I'm going to be and all that, but it might just pop up randomly live, do maybe a couple of 20-30 minute hits for a 5-hour drive, and we'll go from there.
Nice. All right, Front Porch Fridays. Is that what you just called it?
Yeah, so it's something I've only done it a couple times since we started the show, just because we've had so much going on. But typically, I try to be done for the day on Fridays. Look at this engulfing candle, beautiful. I like to be done usually on Fridays about noon, so then I'll go out the front porch and just kind of hang out. And so we usually, in the past, I've done a YouTube live kind of to Twitter X, but yeah, probably do that at some point.
Nice. For me, it's going to be brunch tomorrow, and with some really good friends, and then we're going to just take some inflatables and jump into the river and do a little bit of it's not river rafting at all. It's literally like a chill river, but you just basically go for like 20 minutes with an inflatable, and then you get back out, you walk it up again, and you do it again. And I'm going to do that a couple times, and on Sunday I'm going to run a half marathon. So that's a bit more of a shitty activity to do. I don't like running. I literally just run because. So first of all, how should I say this? Well, I don't like running, and I run to train my mind to do things that I do not like doing. It's kind of like discipline training, basically, which I then can apply for my trading. So that's how I look at it.
So you do the hard things because you don't want to do them, so that you can do. It can be easier for you.
And I get to eat Panda Express if I run enough.
Oh, get out of here. Oh no, not the orange chicken.
Of course, just the orange chicken, triple.
Oh Lord. Well, while Nick daydreams about his orange chicken, we are making this move back up to the upside here. I'm telling you guys, this level on ES is a key level that I would mark. If you are an ES trader, I would mark 59.85 as that reversal area, potential reversal area. Now we would still have to get back above, this at least like 995 is what I would look for some continuation back to the upside. NASDAQ is looking strong here too. We are getting some buying pressure, but I would want to see us get back up above 700. That's going to be the level for me that I would be convinced, or at least beginning to be convinced, of a reversal. But we did get a nice hold here at this 630 level that I had mentioned to you guys. So for me, any lower than that, and I think we would have been in bear territory, but there's still a chance, right? There's still an opportunity for us to get back down below. We are retesting the 9 EMAs here on both futures, so something to consider for a potential reversal here. But yeah, nothing to be taken is what I'm basically trying to say at this area.
So I've got a buy stop in at 680, 5 micros. Gonna try for a run up to 700 if we get there.
I love the dichotomy in what we just said.
Just
like,
such
I'm
a
not
strong
looking to take
reversal,
anything here, but
stop would probably be just below VWAP. I'm filled there.
all right.
My initial target's going to be the bottom of the +1 standard deviation band up at about 730. Again, my stop's going to be just a little bit above VWAP, maybe about 55, I think will be my stop there. It's like pretty much what you said earlier, Miriam. I think this may be a little lower probability trade, but it's one I think could pay pretty big to this upside.
Yeah, we're getting some buying coming in here.
Above 710, I will move my stop to break even. That gives me 30 points. That's basically, I'd be pretty happy with that. And yes, as some of you have said, a big happy Father's Day to all the fathers in the chat.
Happy Father's Day. I never know what to get my dad. He's such a he loves everything. God bless his soul. But
my dad's a big bourbon connoisseur, so usually I just get him a nice bottle of bourbon.
oh, that's nice.
Oh wait, you're in the long, Matt?
I am, yes.
Damn, I missed that.
You got a pretty good entry too, from what I can see.
So I think so, yeah.
Very good.
Again, if we crack 710, my stop goes to break even. So 710 is risk off on the trade.
Nice.
Don't tip it, guys. You know, I will say this: if you're somebody, and this was me when I first started. If you're somebody who kind of is always like reassessing, through, oh, do I move the stock? Do it? Look away for a second. Look at me. I'm looking at the camera right now, not even looking at the trade. So occasionally, sometimes, if you feel yourself like I was tempted to make a couple of adjustments, no, I'm going to stick to the plan that I made. We're above 710 now, so stop moves to break even. As Nick says, break even plus. So I'll pay for my commissions if we break down to 681. 729.25 is my target. It's 5 micros. I'm all out at that point. I'm not going to mess too much with the.
Nice trade.
Oh, give it up for Matt taking a sniper.
It ain't closed yet. It ain't closed yet.
Still a nice trade.
You're in profits regardless. So
yeah. Oh, it's a risk off trade, which I'm perfectly happy with. But
yeah,
good one.
We love those. Yeah, I'm looking. ES is really holding these levels. I think if you get this extension, I mean, NASDAQ looking strong too. We are back to the 50% retracement here. So we could get a nice move to the upside here. Bulls are really came in on that last candle. So I would expect some continuation here.
Also, Joey Morgan is in the chat. Welcome, Joey. I actually saw that he took the same shorts that Miriam and I took. So congrats to your 70 pointer.
Let's go.
Nice one.
Good trade.
Good job. Yeah, if you guys missed the episode we had with Joey, it was on Tuesday this week. So go back and rewatch that because there was some nuggets in there. So shout out to Joey for being in the chat today. Happy Friday.
Joey's a fellow Midwesterner, so he's been one of my favorite guests so far. He gets Cracker Barrel, damn it.
Oh, you're shortly before TP, huh? How much do you need?
We're getting there.
Oh, right there.
Stop going to 699. I'm going to trail that up a little bit. Lock in at least a little bit. About 19 handles will take. Oh man, that got close. What was that? 728. So it was all by what 5 ticks.
It's gonna get there.
We also have Trump speaking in about less than 20 minutes here, apparently. So just be mindful of that as well.
And we're gonna do another marbles race with 5 winners. But we need to up the likes a bit. Let's get the likes to, 5 winners.
Oof.
Stops moving to 705. Just gonna slowly trail it up until it takes me out one way or the other.
I think this looks good. I think
it does too. I think it's gonna get up there, but I gotta lock in at least a little bit here. There we go. We are out.
There we go.
Buying is coming in. Woo!
Nice.
You want to pop me off screen there, Drew? I'll get my exact P&L for you guys.
Very nice.
Give it up for Matt. W's in the chat.
W Matt in the chat.
483.40 was the P&L there. Guys, that just shows you it's a five micro trade, right? That's not something that's gonna break any banks. But you know, when we have these ranges, our 5-minute ATR is 40 now, guys. If you're sitting there with 2 or 3 minis, I don't think I was red at all in that trade. But sometimes all it takes is you're playing for 10 handles and 3 against you, and you hit your, just be careful on days like today, guys.
100%.
That puts us all technically green. Miriam is technically green today, so
she is. I mean, she can probably not afford a matcha yet, but she is green.
I'll take it. I'll take it on a Friday, especially after coming back from being down. Those are satisfying, right? When you come back from a loss, I'm not going to push my luck here. So 6,000 though on ES is going to be that key resistance area. So if you guys are still in this long, just be careful of that 6,000 area. We also, like I said, we have Trump talking in about 15 minutes or so. So just have your stops in place in case, this goes south.
Yep. And the chat, let's actually get the likes to 750. Once we're at 750, we're going to do, we're almost there. We're going to do 5 winners, okay? 5 growth account winners in a marbles race. Let's go. That was a clean TP hit.
Yeah, that was good.
Also, take a vote in that poll here. Are we eating today? Are we green? Are we red? Or are we drinking?
Way too early for that.
typical background Nick poll.
I love it. Yeah, it is very, this price action has been, my bad. This price action has been, it's frustrating for a lot of traders, especially, on certain days that we've just been getting wicked out. We've been getting these, massive moves to one side and massive moves to the other side. And it is very frustrating, especially being in, being a trader for me, at least. Like I'm a scalper, so I like to be in and out, but it's another reason for me to just not overstay my welcome, right? Like if I'm getting into a trade, I like to trail my stops as quickly as possible, especially if I'm not seeing the move happening. It's okay to get out of a trade if you're not feeling comfortable in it. I mean, you shouldn't feel uncomfortable in a trade. That's always something that I want to emphasize, because that could indicate a lot of things. That could indicate, you didn't stick to your plan, you didn't wait for confirmation, maybe you're sized too heavily on the trade. So anytime you're starting to sweat in a trade, consider maybe getting flat on that, because the last thing you want is for it to go south and then now you're just feeling even worse about it. But that's always number one, is just make sure you're comfortable in the trade, and don't jump into anything. And if you are going to take these like lower probability trades, just make sure that you understand what you're going to lose on it if you're wrong. That's always something I emphasize, is always know how much you're going to lose, not how much you're going to win, right? That's always something to consider. You don't want to be like, oh, I could possibly make this much. Yeah, but how much are you actually losing on that? So always just consider that whenever you're in a trade. Right now, we are really rejecting the 6,000 level on ES. 750 is also that level that we continue to reject here. It's coming into play. Nick, I know you'd mentioned this level before.
Yeah.
But it's a key
it's
level.
Acting as resistance now again. So we
Yes,
held it.
I would
We held
say
it.
750 and 6,000 on ES are going to be those 2 areas.
Yeah.
To be on watch.
For sure, for sure.
Boundless, you got a good point there. And honestly, if you're a bigger momentum trader, and I apologize if you guys got to this while I stepped away for a second, but like you can set your profit target and your stop loss, and as long as those orders are in, like you can walk away, right? In fact, if you're somebody who over manages a trade, you're constantly adjusting profit target and stop loss, and okay, let's go here, you know. It's okay to just set and forget. I told you guys that trade I set up right at the close on, I think it was, what was it, Tuesday? I was walking my dog when it closed. So it's, you know, again, that's okay. If you're somebody who over manages or overthinks, or if you're stopping out break even too many times when you adjust your stop, it's okay to passively manage your trades. Just again, make sure the orders are in, make sure, you know, you're set up and don't go too far. Make sure you have some sort of alerts, or sometimes what I've done in the past before I moved where I am now, I would set my orders, turn my speakers all the way up, and then I go make lunch or do something else. And so, you know, because sometimes we're in trades for 30 minutes or more if our profit target or stop loss isn't hit.
Fact.
Just another reminder, Trump is speaking in about a little over 10 minutes here.
We should do the marbles race exactly when he's speaking, just for the giggles.
For more chaos, why not?
For the chaos. But we need to be at 750 likes first, guys. We need 7 more. Come on, smash that like button really quick. 7 more likes. 7:50 and 11 a.m. is when we're gonna do the marbles race for 5 50K growth accounts this time.
All right. I like it.
Big shout out to our behind the scenes team finding the marble races as well. And we knew it would be a good thing, guys, because it was we had a meeting a few days ago and we're watching them and we're all just laughing behind, like literally everybody on screen is laughing watching the chaos. So hope you guys enjoy those.
True. Also, congratulations, Taylor Consulman. He's up 1,215 on the week. Best week he has ever had trading. Wow. Amazing, man. Big W. Big W.
That's awesome, man. Taylor, and you're here every day too. So I root for everybody. Remember, retail traders, there's some, I don't like this guy or this. Retail traders root for all of them, right? Root for every single one. But yeah, for those of you that are having their best weeks or figuring some things out, and especially our regulars, man, we love you guys. Really, I could not be happier for you, Taylor.
Good job, Taylor.
Cigar Therapy got his first payout with Tradeify this week.
Hell
platform.
Yes.
Congratulations. Let's go.
That's not a golf clap. That's an out loud clap.
Hell yeah. Good job, guys. You guys are killing it. And you know, like I said, it's one of those harder markets to trade in. So if you're not having such a great week, you know, look at that and see what maybe you are doing wrong. Maybe you're over trading. Maybe you're, you know, sizing up too much. So you know, definitely look at that. And if you are having a great week, also journal that. Look at what you did do well so you can replicate that. This is all about pattern recognition and understanding who you are as a trader. So if you had a really great week, you know, was it all strictly your trading strategy, or was it luck? I mean, be honest with yourself, right? That's the best way that we improve. Because I've had weeks where I've been up where honestly I just got lucky, and I admit to it, right? And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be doing these sort of trading tactics in the future, because I could not be so lucky in the future. So yeah, just be mindful.
Oh, yeah. And I see Taylor Councilman is a woman. So Taylor, congratulations to you.
See, I knew it. I told you that from the beginning. I'm like, Taylor might be a girl. She might be.
Yeah.
She might be.
You were right, Miriam. You were right. You were right.
I love it. Well, congrats.
I'm looking forward to that next marbles race. We're gonna have 5 winners. That's gonna be pure chaos. It's gonna be great.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Yeah. Also, CJ Morales here in the chat saying he would be on a win streak if he had an account to trade. Hey, in the bottom right corner of Tradeify TV, you're always gonna find the best discount code for Tradeify accounts. So if you need an account, go for it. There's a discount code happening right now. Use that.
Nice, PMP. Did you see that? He shorted from my profit target. And and that's why I set the profit target there, guys. You know, I didn't know if we would get all the way to the +1 SD, but I wanted to take it as we approach, especially because the bands are so fucking big this morning. So yeah, no, that's great. That's a great trade. Actually eyeing that up, if I wasn't long, that probably would have been a place to take short. So if you had a valid trading plan and it worked out great, man, love it, kill it.
Good job. See, this is how you can make money both ways, right? That's
I love that poll. We are eating today and drinking. I didn't see that. I'm sorry.
We love to see it.
All right. And by the way, Jameson, where's the discount code? It rotates in the bottom right of Tradeify TV. You can see right now rate us on Trustpilot, but it rotates and you will see discount codes as well there. There's always something else.
While we're waiting for this, Matt, I heard someone say, wait, can you go over Matt's trade again? What was it that gave you conviction of going long there? I know you said it was kind of
a little bit of an amalgamation of a few things. So we'll start off. Basically, it was this candle. This I don't know if this is technically an engulfing candle, but it's damn close. It's to the point we're not going to, distinction without a difference, right? And so that this action that you guys got out for profit on your shorts, it was very bearish. I was expecting a run down to the +1 standard deviation, and it seemed to change on a dime, which really sort of alerted me that the at least temporarily the sellers were running out of steam. What made it a go trade for me, and that doesn't mean I enter, but it means it is a valid trade that I am ready to play, was this close back above VWAP. So VWAP, it was violated in terms of that we got below it. But keep in mind, like what we call an old school candle violation of an area support or resistance. So in this case, support, we need a candle to close below it, check. The next candle needs to open below it, check. And also has to close below it. Didn't happen. So right away, that was telling me we may see a little bit of a reversal. And honestly, just the fact that 700, as soon as we started pushing up, I figured if we broke 675, that 700 was on deck, right? Because we've seen the price action gravitate towards that, going back all the way to the 2 to 3 hours before the pre-market, right? So I was honestly prepared for a rejection at that point. But once we got above that, it was very easy to say, all right, we're probably at least going to test the +1 SD band. And so that's where I set my target at the bottom of that. Could have squeaked out maybe an extra 10, 8 to 10 handles if I put it here, but I'm not going to get greedy at that point. I'm especially on a Friday, especially with a small position, going to take that profit and just and be done with it and just be ready to head into the weekend pretty green.
Yeah, great. I love that analysis. And it's something, I was in agreement with you. That was something that I was like, if we break this 630 level, we're continuing, and we held it. We held it really well. And now we're kind of entering this area again, right? The 6,000 level. We keep flirting with it on ES. If we get back up above 6,000, I think we can test some highs here and actually potentially make some new highs for the day. So we got again Trump talking in about 6 minutes here, so that might be able to push the market higher. Let's see what we do. Let's see what we do here. We're pushing above. Buyers are really stepping in here on ES. Well, both futures actually. So.
Boy, what a wild day this has been, between the overnight news to a decline on consumer the Michigan consumer confidence that like blew away the expected. I mean, I don't think I've seen it that big of a discrepancy to the upside as ever, and yet we declined off that. Now we're pushing back towards highs. This is, I don't know.
You know what I really like?
Pretty nuts.
Yeah.
You know what I really like is that Miriam and I took a short for a W, and then Matt took a long for a W, and everybody stuck to their usual. So that's sick. That's a nice way.
Yeah. The shorts made money on shorts. The long made money on longs. That's is what it is, man.
It is what it is. We can make money both ways.
I see
also,
Bola
guys,
is green today as well. Congrats, boy! A lot of green in the chat. Love to see that.
Guys.
Yeah,
Liz
the
green.
chat is 51% green. So, as usual, Tradeify TV traders, you guys are the best, crushing it. Also, before we do the next marbles race to give away 5 50K growth accounts here in 5 minutes, I want to bring something up really quick. I always say, only type the keyword once into the chat. The reason is we actually remove people who bring it up more than that. You see it on the screen here. Like, we actually remove people who bring up who type the keyword more than once. Okay, so don't do it. Whenever we say the keyword, once is enough. After that, you're just getting disqualified from the race. All right, keep that in mind. We're gonna play in 5 minutes, 4 minutes actually.
All right, we are getting this push up. Trump hasn't even started speaking yet, so I don't know if this is just bulls doing their bull thing, or you know, we're getting set up here for a potential conversation that he's about to have. But yeah, we're getting this nice push.
So this is a Trump speech, but it is at the G7. So this is not like a press availability where I don't know that there's going to be any questions. I think it's a speech and not a press conference. So, I mean, obviously Trump's speech is very, you know, he's going to say everything's great, okay, that's fine. Unless there's something very specific to announce, we'll see if it has more than just a kind of a passing effect up and down.
Absolutely. Yeah. So far looking strong though from the bulls. Especially the 750 area.
It's been a while, I think, since, I mean, we're under 90 minutes into the New York Open. Has there been a day that we've been on where there's been like the Bulls firmly had control, that the Bears firmly had control? Now it appears the Bulls are just, I mean, this is fun. I'm not going to lie. This is a fun price action kind of day.
Finally.
Yeah.
We've had barcoding for way too long.
Don't jinx it. God damn it, Nick. Don't jinx it.
Sorry.
Sorry.
No, I actually agree with you. Even if it barcodes out at this point, it's been I think the session where we've had the most possible setups and also kind of taking setups. So anytime the three of us see green on the screen, I'm happy with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Also, I apologize if you addressed this in Merriam and all this, but to me, I think it's very important to understand. So you to basically dig out of a small hole that you had, but you didn't revenge trade. For a newer person, what is the distinction between, because you went pretty quickly into a trade, it was a solid setup and you made the money back. How do you personally say to know you're not revenge trading?
Oh man, and this was definitely something that I struggled with a lot in my career, especially in the beginning. I think one of the biggest things is I just continue to tell myself and remind myself there's always going to be another setup. I've been in too many situations where I revenge traded and blew an account, right? And then regretted it. Of course, you get this like instant regret because now you realize like post taking the trade that you fucked up essentially. But the biggest thing that really would hurt the most is revenge trading to try to get a trade back or get your money back. And the following day, or even like the following hour, whatever, you get this beautiful setup that ends up playing out, and you could have easily made back your money, right? And made more, been green on the day. So for me, it's been that constant reminder that like, just because I'm red on a certain trade, it doesn't mean that that's it, you know, that the game's over. No, you can take a step back and really analyze and hyper focus. All right, what is my next best probability trade, right? What is my next best scenario? Is it just simply waiting until the next day or even another day after that? Or is it really like going to happen in the next hour, right? I think one of my biggest issues used to always be like trading during lunchtime. Like that's when the lowest volume is. That's when, you know, the liquidity isn't the best. So for me, that's also a consideration, is what time am I trading? Especially as a scalper, right? I'm not taking these trades to stay in them for a long time. So constantly reminding yourself that, you know, your capital is really what's going to help you stay in the trade, right? If you don't have capital, you can't trade. So why sit there and try to get it back instantly when you can just take a breather, take time, and know and keep reminding yourself there's always going to be another setup. If it's not today, it's going to be the next day. And I've literally seen this happen where I would be down significantly on the day. I would have the discipline to walk away, and the very next day I double that.
They're marbles raids.
Hello.
We're gonna do that.
Pardon me for our technical difficulties.
Oh well. Oh well. Oh well.
This the same thing, Drew? Okay.
Back. All right. Sorry guys, we're back. We are here.
Nick's cat yanked out the stream, so that was.
I was like, well, the marbles race isn't enough chaos. We have to interrupt the stream as well, so people are
what's
like,
going on with the internet in general? It's been off and on and generally fucked over the course of the past 24 hours.
Crazy. All right. But we're gonna do another marbles race. This time, the first 5 people are gonna get a 50K growth account. All right. So it's gonna be a big race this time. I need to wait for our producer Drew to set it up here in the background, but we're on it. It's gonna start shortly. I'm gonna drop the keyword shortly.
All right.
Actually, we're ready for the keyword. Does Mariam, do you want to go drop the keyword?
All right, guys. The keyword is Tradeify. Tradeify is the keyword. Make sure you spell it right. It is on your screen, so you better not spell it wrong. Also,
That's true.
do not
It's
enter
right there.
do not enter multiple times because you will be disqualified. Again, first 300 people who get this are going to be entered in to win this giveaway.
Did you say first 3?
300, not 3.
so
Is it first 3?
No. I was confused. Sorry, my bad. You said first 300 are entered into the giveaway, but the first 5 win an account.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
We don't have 300 winners today. Well,
that would be crazy. That would be
ways.
insane. Well, the thing is, if we can get this channel to like 1 million subscribers, we could talk about it.
You know what? You're absolutely right. And I'm not the CEO of this company, but
1 million subscribers? Okay, both y'all better be shaving your heads when we hit 1 million subscribers. I want your word on that right now.
You know what? We'll talk about it.
She won't even commit for 1 million.
Well, it says, Miriam, we are all winners. You are absolutely right. That's where I was going with that.
Oh, that is evil. Boundless Pavely just said, spam it, guys. You'll get more entries. That is evil. You know that you get this removed.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
If you do it twice, you get removed. So don't do it.
In fact, the next person that encourages other people to break the rules, we're gonna ban you from the day's giveaways.
No.
Nick's gonna bring the hammer down. Poking our heads out above the +1 standard deviation band here, guys. We might have another run at 800 in us.
I kind of hope we do. I don't know why. I got my move already, so I'm gonna let the Bears do their thing. Or I'm sorry, the Bulls. The Bulls do their thing.
No big reaction from Trump speaking, huh?
Oh, for 1 million people, Venom, I will grow the full horseshoe out, much to the chagrin of my fiance.
Oh man.
Look like a middle-aged suburban English teacher.
Named Clarence?
Clarence. No, that would be like named Fred.
Yeah. Frank.
Frank. That was my grandpa's name, Frank. That was the.
Go figure, right?
Asan asking, did I just say first 5 chats win? No, the first 5 marbles at the finish line win.
Totally random, guys. Totally random.
And it's completely random. Nobody can influence it. Not you, not me, nobody. Let's see.
We're going to make this one a little bit juicier too. It's a little bit longer, so.
Yep.
I don't know if that's going to be favorable or not.
We're ready to go. Let's do the marbles. Let's pull it up and do the race. Again, the first 5 people are going to get a 50K growth account.
We want to see that rock at the Dr. Phil. Yeah, I'll do a whole show as Dr. Phil. What are you doing? Get out of that trade.
You sound way too smart.
Can you give us a countdown,
All right, let's
Matt?
get the marbles going here. 3, 2, 1.
That's awesome.
You can tell what happens on this show the last 30 minutes on a Friday.
All right.
This is chaotic already. This is chaotic.
Can't wait if your marble goes off the track.
Oh man.
Great. And we're pumping here as we're doing this. So quite the opposite of what happened on the last one.
What is this? Is this like a colon
Jesse
track?
James. I just saw Jesse James in the lead again. How?
A colon track. It really does look like that.
What the hell is that? Yeah.
Oh no.
This is somebody that just ate all the wasabi from their Asian takeout.
Had too much matcha.
Yeah, too much matcha.
Too much matcha.
Oh, that's great.
Let's see. Who's gonna win this? 5 people. The first 5 are gonna get a 50K growth account. This chaotic. So many people dropping off too. This is the funniest thing. And Nick just said the same thing. Background Nick just said the same thing. Watching people get cooked and fly off the side. The funniest shit ever.
I like Alex's comment, the orange chicken making its way out.
Yeah, there we go.
You guys are hilarious.
How is Jesse James leading again? Like, what the hell?
Okay, Jesse James.
How is he doing that?
Gabriella, why do I always die? Oh no.
Well, we're getting near the end here, guys, it looks like.
How? That is crazy. Oh, did he fall off? No.
Oh.
Still in it. Still in it, I think. This is a long one.
We promise this is not rigged, by the way. We are literally just using
This is all.
this system.
All right, I think we got our winners, guys.
Ooh,
We got the winners. We got the winners. Or that is insane, though.
no way.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
I
But
wonder what the
I mean,
statistical odds of that are.
well, basically, almost next to none. However, we have the 5 winners. We have Manfred. Is it an O? I can't barely read it here. Manfred Collar. We got Suvo. We got Jesse James. I have no fucking idea how you did that, but congrats. We
Wow.
have King Art 34, and we have Lars Butter. You guys all won a 50K growth account. Congratulations. Jesse
I will
James,
say,
you are
though,
insane.
Jesse James, this puts the pressure on you. You need to turn one of these babies into a nice payout. You got no
Oh, yeah.
excuse.
Yep, and we all get a partial of your payout.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
No,
We'll
then it
send
looks
you our
like-
Venmos.
Congratulations, guys. This was funny.
Good job, guys. I mean, I
That
know
was
this is
fun.
all luck, but good job.
All right. Hey, I could ask background Nick here to put up a poll. I'm curious so far, and please answer honestly, or as honestly as you feel like it. I'm curious, is everyone green or red for the week? Let's put up a weekly poll here, and when we can get it set up. I'm very curious on that. 6 figures, Brett. Watch out. Actually, yeah, Jesse. You don't know if you know this, but your second payout actually comes out of Brett's bank account. It's direct. No, I'm kidding, of course. But
Direct debit.
yeah, direct debit. And he'll hand deliver the check to you. He's like Ed McMahon. Okay, most of you aren't going to get that reference too. I forgot.
I was gonna say.
Oh, man.
Matt needs his own stream just for like 40 plus. No.
All right, let's see how the chat is doing on the week. Wait, it just vanished for me. I don't see it anymore.
Yeah, it's up there. It's up top. We actually are kind of stalling out these last 20 minutes here, guys. After this candle at 9:50 or at 10:50 Eastern time, these last 4 candles have kind of a doji, and we're throwing up some wicks. So maybe we're finally taking a breath.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 60-10 on ES is that next level of resistance, but then I don't really see anything until 60-15 and then 60-20. On the NASDAQ, it's going to be on book maps. We see the 750 area still kind of a strong area that we're flirting with here. But really, if we continue to hold this area, at least, we can see upwards of, really 800 is what I see next. 62 is going to be a key player as well, but to the downside, I see 715 is another area that we need to hold. So let's see.
Let's see. Now that turns into support again, huh? This 737 to 714, 715 area.
Mm-hmm.
Lars, we need to hear from you, man.
Yeah, everybody who won, make sure to put your email address into the YouTube channel description so we can actually reach out to you, okay? Gonna send you a code for the 50K growth account. Guys, I don't see the poll because I accidentally closed it, actually. What are the stats on that, guys? Matt,
right now, we've got 168 votes. 56% are green, 36% are red, 8% no trades.
All right.
All right.
And the liars?
Yeah. Oh, we got an honest crew here. We'll take their word for it.
It's okay. It's anonymous.
It is.
Now, so somebody asked it, guys. We've kind of gone over this. So you use the keyword to enter into the giveaway, and then those are ported into the marble game, and you go from there. So you don't there's not an app or you don't control anything. It is 100% random.
It is. That's why some people randomly fly off the track.
Yeah.
All right. Getting a little bit of a range here, a new one on the 1 minute.
We really are consolidating. We keep getting these bursts of buying pressure, but I think until we get above the 60-10 and at least hold the 750 area on NASDAQ, there is some potential for a double top here, which means we could reverse. But I think bulls will push through. I think they'll push through here. As I say that, we drop.
Let's see. Mason asking, can we get Brett Simba as a guest next week? Well, you have to actually be on the stream every day, because sometimes he just randomly pops in because he can't resist. He loves to be on the stream. He's gonna be here every day. Maybe he's gonna.
He just loves hanging out with us.
Yeah, why not?
And with you guys.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
That's such a Matt thing to say.
Yep.
Or a Miriam thing to say. I don't know. Maybe he stole it from me.
Oh well.
All right, guys. So we are coming to our final 15 minutes of Tradeify TV for the week. So we want to make sure we want to open it up to any questions that you have. It's a great opportunity to ask three experienced traders kind of how we deal with things. You've seen we've talked through a lot this week. It's been kind of a wild week. We've really had to pick and choose our trades. And yet we've made it through. We've made it through the week green. So boy, we just take a mental break and be ready for Monday.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. We don't. I'm trying to see if we have any major economic news next week. We do have the retail sales month over month coming out on Tuesday. No major news on Monday. Then Wednesday we have unemployment claims pre-market, and then the FOMC statement on Wednesday. And then other than that, that's going to be it. So we do have FOMC next week. FOMC is a very interesting time, at least for me in my trading career. I typically trade around it. I don't like to trade into it. So I like to see what the data does come out with, and then kind of configure my trades around that. But do you guys have any certain sentiment around FOMC?
Keep in mind we have a holiday on Thursday too.
Oh, that's right. Oh
yeah, true. It's 2/10, right?
It is, yes. I am assuming we will not be on that day, but I guess we haven't really heard one way or the other.
we'll
let you guys know. You gotta make sure you follow Tradeify TV on Twitter, and we're gonna be announcing that for sure.
Absolutely. Getting this nice push up here on the indices.
Yeah, we look like we're ready to crack up to those session highs. No, we got a ways to go before session highs. Or, daily highs. Oh, yeah, long way to go.
Still looking bullish to me, though. Might see this move up. I think if we, at this point, what I would say, I'm obviously done trading for the day, and if anyone's in any sort of position, then obviously manage that as you see. But for me, again, 6,000 is going to be that level on ES. We come back down, we could retest VWAP sitting at 59.85, and then if we continue lower, we will likely crack the lows of the day and then head down, possibly to test this 970 and then 960 area. For NASDAQ for me is going to be, obviously wanting to see this crack above 800, and then we can continue and push up into the 850s. Otherwise, we could get get a double top here and then potentially move back down to the 700 level. I think anything under 700, we have to be a little observant of how we're going to be respecting these areas, because below 700, obviously we have VWAP sitting here on the trend line, and then we have lows of days sitting at the 620, 615 area. So just anything can happen. We still have a lot of day left. So if you're green on the day, I recommend just being done. Take the day off, go do some whatever it is that you do on a Friday. Start your weekend as early as you can, and just come back prepared and ready for Monday. And if you're red on the day, I would definitely continue taking the day off and not trading as I would say on Fridays in general. So
absolutely. I'm interested if to see if the 21,780 level holds, and then actually price starting to range here in between 21,780 and 21,620, because that's what I'm seeing right now. How are you looking at that right now?
21,780 and 21 what?
Here, basically, if we go to my charts really quick, I'm looking at this range right here. So I'm interested to see if we hold it. Well, technically a bit lower here at 21,780.
Yeah, that would be the initial balance as well.
Pretty much. So yeah, let's wait and see. Any questions, guys, in the chat? Do you need, not do you need, but do you want to ask any questions to Matt, Miriam, and I? Feel free to go and ask away. I'm actually going through the chat right now. Forex Therapy asking, ever do any automated trading, guys? Nope, I don't. I don't know about you, Miriam.
I do not.
I don't know.
I don't either. All right, Venom Impact asking, how are you dealing with emotions? I broke my hand and decided to not trade for the 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Interesting. Like, what kind of, like, are you super upset about your broken hand, or are you super sad about it? Like, what exactly happened? Because you now have time to sit for 6 weeks, to be fair. So there must be something going on emotionally, I'm assuming. I wouldn't know why you wouldn't want to trade just because you have a broken hand. But let's see what he says, or she.
We talked about revenge trading, I think, a little bit earlier. Breakout project, you're talking about the numbers above and below the candles on my charts. That's the previous candle high and low. That's all that is.
All right. He says, or she says, yes, it sucks. I can't do my sport. Okay. So if you can't do your sport, I mean, it's a fair point, because if you're a very active person and you can't do sports, right? Let's assume your sport is tennis. It could be anything else, but tennis, I'm assuming, because of the hand that you need, or squash, or paddle, or pickleball, or whatever. Tennis. Paddle tennis, of course, Miriam, you know. But let's assume you can't do your sport. I mean, is there any alternative? Like, can you go for walks? Can you go for, stationary bike rides? Can you do anything to make up for the lost activity because you can't exercise your sport? Because if you can find something else to replace it, you can still be active. And if that is the one problem why you feel like you shouldn't be trading because you can't be active, then just find an alternative for what you usually do. That would be my go-to solution for that.
Absolutely. I did see Nomad Trader Rachel trades per drawdown. I'm confused by your question. I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. I will say, I think we've talked about it on this show before. Miriam and I both have a rule that if we lose on our first 2 trades, Miriam, I'll let you tell my rule is I take 30 minutes off. And then if the next one is a loser, I'm done for the day. I think yours is a little different, isn't it?
Yeah, for me, 2 red trades in a row and I'm done for the day. For me, it's not typical to happen. and I don't like to trade after taking 2 losses. For me, that's just something's going on. My entries are off. Maybe I'm going through something emotionally that I'm just not like aware of at the moment. It's something's off. So for me, I don't even like to mess with it. I'm done for the day, and it saved me. It saved me a lot. I think having rules in your trading is going to be the differentiator between you being consistent and you being not consistent and profitable.
Of course, that has to come up while we're talking. Okay, Drew, we got to put that on. We got to put that on. You guys are about to see what we were laughing at.
Glacier Trades just sent that to me on Twitter. We're gonna put it.
Oh my god. You guys are goated for this. Whoever made this.
That is my new trading street name. There we go. Oh, this is hilarious.
Yeah. So Rachel, we don't have like drawdown divided by trades. We don't. I mean, I think most of us have the majority of our recent experience trading is in personal accounts. So it's just about we're not constrained by eval rules or any of that. So I don't have a rule for that. I'm keeping my losses a little lighter. But yes, guys, it is Nick Wick. That's beautiful. Kind of rocking the long hair there, Nick. I'll give you that.
Yeah, right.
I just want to know, like, how long did this take to make? You're clearly either a Photoshop master or what? Because
that's fucking hilarious. Like, somebody in the chat was just like, "Hey, I made something for you. Look on Twitter. It's Glacier Trades on Twitter. Shout out to you, man."
It says Tanner in here. Tanner, that's gold, man. Love it.
Mackin.
Wow, exploding up to the 800 level, guys.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh man. Nicholas says or asks if I came to Argentina. He thinks he met me. No, I've never been to Argentina. I would like to go though.
He thinks he met you in Argentina.
But apparently you've got a doppelganger out there who meets up with people.
Yeah. Looks like it. His name is John.
Yeah.
That's comedy. You guys are hilarious.
Oh man, you guys are funny. I love the Tradeify TV chat. Like, you guys are absolutely awesome. Thanks for showing up.
Nick, I think we want to review our top 5 here. If you want to,
let's do it.
You want to cue that up?
Top 5 live traders from Tradeify. This that was from yesterday actually. We have PW in the lead with $6,205 yesterday. We have Kevin W. Oh, another W with 2,580. Then we have Anchal with 2,392. We have Ryan S with 1,145, and then we have Ching H with $1,009. Good job, guys! You absolutely crushed it yesterday. These are the top 5 live traders. But let's also look at the top 10 currently of all time. This is going to be an interesting one, and I always have to increase my screen size here, or like the video size, because otherwise I can't read it. But we still have PW, Patrick Wieland, in the top spot with 178,000 in his total bag. We have Maretta S still in second place. We have Mohammed D with 150K. Third place, Richard C, 148K. Qinghua, 135K. And today we're going to do the full 10. Victor O with 130, then Mohit C with 124, Sergey with 120K, Anjal with 119K, and Kevin W with 117K. Guys, these are our top live traders here at Tradeify, and these guys all get to enjoy free coaching from our coach, Coach Tank, who is coaching our live traders to not only get them, like, we don't only care about getting you to live, we also care about you staying in live and actually making money in live. So if you trade with Tradeify and you get to the live stage, you get to enjoy free coaching, so you actually become a better trader through that as well.
Absolutely.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Good stats, guys.
This is very, very impressive, and this is what we strive to get traders to. We want to have live traders on Tradeify, not like other prop firms where we make it too difficult for you guys to get there. And we definitely value those who are consistent, and we want to show them that there is upside potential if you are consistent, and you can become a live trader with us. So definitely make sure that if you want to give away today, this should be your goal. This should be your goal to get on that leaderboard. And we want to see it. We want to see it. We see all our regulars here every single day, and we see you guys rocking with us. But if you guys want to give away today, we want to see how your progress is going. Or if you didn't want to give away, we also still want to see how your progress is going. So make sure that you are keeping us updated in the chat. And again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. It helps us also begin to bring more value to you every single day and every single morning that we're here. And make sure that you like this episode as well. And if you haven't, go back and watch the previous episodes because we had some great guests this week.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. So guys, we are winding down our second full week. It's the first full week all three of us were here all week because, you know, Nick keeps taking vacation now. He's got weddings and stuff. But
come on.
But anyway, guys, yeah, what a week. This was a great week. We had some great guests. We had some great trading. We had great action. We had a lot to talk about. Great questions. Man, I'm fired up for what we are now, and I'm fired up for what this stream is going to continue to become. And we're here because of you guys. We appreciate our regulars that are here every week or every day. We appreciate all of you that are checking us out for the first time. Again, one last request to hit that like button and subscribe to the page. Help us grow. Help us get this message out organically, because we'll never shy away from telling you how difficult this business is. We're not, we want you to be a part of the Tradeify family through watching this show and buying accounts. But ultimately, we're just here to help you guys out. So thank you for tuning in to in this entire week of Tradeify TV. Nick, take us home, brother.
Yes, sir. Again, from my end as well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for showing up every day, watching the stream, engaging in the chat, making funny memes. This is only going to get better. I know it already. Staying for the marble races, taking part in the giveaways. Like, you guys rock. Tradeify TV crew, you guys are the most amazing people here in the trading space. I love doing this stream literally every single day. I love doing it with Matt, with Mariam, obviously, but also with you guys in the chat. So thank you for being here. And as usual, the last and final loving words from one and only Macho Mami.
Thank you. Yes. And again, thank you guys for joining us today. Happy Friday to everyone today. I'm going to end it off as I always end it off, right? Make sure you are practicing gratitude. Make sure that you are meditating, that you are getting your hot girl walk in. If you haven't had your matcha yet, I don't know what you're doing. Do not go to Panda Express. That is just doing yourself a disservice, okay? So we're going to keep it at that. But go enjoy your weekends today. And we will be back next week, bright and early, 8:30 Eastern. Go be great. We will see you then.
See you guys.
And we will be back next week, bright and early, 8:30 Eastern. Go.
See you guys.